It's Call of Duty World War II. Well, WW2. Be sure to like the video. What was that? Subscribing's great. Consider becoming a channel member. Alternatively, the patron option. And there's also an Amazon store affiliate link should you be grabbing anything on Amazon. And we're starting with Horde Point, which was a fun twist on, well, Hard Point, but with zombies kind of thrown into the middle, which I think was unique to this game. I don't think this was in any of the other Call of Duties. Which helps make it feel a little distinct of a game mode. Because it's like you're getting attacked by other players, you're also getting attacked by zombies. Kind of a neat concept. I'll have to see how popular this game is too. Last time I remember it was kind of waning a bit, so we'll see if it's rebounded a bit on a weekend. If not, we may have to wait until the Game Pass drop of COD to return to this bad boy. I do like this COD quite a bit. It's like a good balance of classic gameplay of the franchise and something a little bit more modern. This was kind of the last one before they really revamped and revitalized things. Yep. Hello there. We had plans for something else, but that got bumped. Does it normally take this long after a match? I mean, it's really nice seeing the cozy snow falling on this quaint kind of map, but there we go. Lost stat prevented. Oh, well, how generous of you, Call of Duty. I don't think it normally loads that slow, does it? That's weird. But I'm the only one that's like prestiged in this? Okay, he salutes. Anyways, well, I thought we'd do a little bit of Horde Point because there's people in it. And then I thought we'd do a little bit of Shipment and then a little bit of War because War mode is the mode we play in this game. That is for sure. Let's see what everybody else is up to. Sportsnet. Home. Dirt Rally. That's an odd one. Anyways, yeah, should be fun. I guess I should have maybe waited till that match was done to start streaming because that's kind of funny. My favorite World War II movie? Oh, everybody's bailing? That's not good. Maybe we should just go to... Yeah, let's just go to Shipment. Find like a match in like 2 seconds. I don't know, World War II movie. There's a small part of me that keeps thinking of, oh, what is that film called? I want to say the name of it because you'd be like, oh. And let me go look it up. Let me go look it up because it's like a little bit of a different World War II movie. Overlord. I like that one a lot because that was genuinely surprising. Yeah.
I want to see.
How do you, like, mute people? Oh, there. This is, like, kind of hard to figure out how to actually silence people. Who was talking, even? Cyber Ghost. I click Cyber Ghost, and it's like, okay, there he is. Is that muted? Oh, there we go. Yeah, anyways, Overlord was such a good, surprising movie. It was basically like Wolfenstein the film. And it wasn't what I expected at all. Like, I was expecting a different World War II film, and then I went in, and I was like, oh, this is a great twist. And I actually really liked that movie. I thought it was very, very well done. It's a horror film, and yeah, no, that's honestly, like, a really, really good one. See, now, I should have just started with, like, friggin' this, because it's like, it took so long, like, the first match, because I like to start right in the action, you know, for streams, because it's more interesting. And then that match ended right away, and then it took forever for this match to load. I'm just... like, a lot of days I feel like I just can't win on this stuff, which is funny. Anyways, let's get rolling. But like other World War II movies, I'd have to think about. Because there's like, Dunkirk was really good. I love the tension of that one. And then, you know, you can always have the classic, like, Saving Private Ryan. And, you know, there's lots of different World War II films. But Overlord was genuinely so fresh and different, despite literally just being like Wolfenstein the movie. But, you know. Speaking of which, why has there never been a Wolfenstein movie? Unless there's been some kind of low-budget Wolfenstein thing I'm not familiar with. But, like, I am really surprised that that's never happened. That's why I keep saying Xbox should open up a film division again. Or hell, buy Paramount. And, you know, put all of your Xbox stuff under that brand and put it all under Game Pass and stuff and have, like, a mega subscription and, you know, get everything under there. So the Elder Scrolls and, like, Halo. Just make, like, a bunch of TV shows and movies based on, like, all your Microsoft-owned characters. Why not? Jeez, dude, usually I do a lot better than this. Okay. Well, it is the madness of Shipment. A realistic World War II movie. It is a cool film, though, if you've never seen Overlord. Like, it was just so shocking, because it was not... I don't know how to describe it. I think from the trailer, I wasn't expecting it to be the movie it was, and then I was like, oh, that was a pleasant surprise. See, now I really liked Dunkirk, because that one was really tense. I don't know, it's like very, very tense as a movie. I don't know if I'd necessarily score it as high as something like, maybe like Saving Private Ryan, but, oh jeez. Ah, no luck right off the bat. Pizza. Oh, must be nice. Where the eagles? Where eagles dance? Is that what that is? Sorry, it's like cut off from the stupid heart emote in the corner of the chat. No, I haven't actually seen that one. I'm trying to think of other World War II movies. I don't really necessarily go out of my way to watch specifically World War II stuff, though. Yeah, usually I like tear it up in this. I'm surprised I'm not slaughtering them out here. Only one? That's disappointing. Oh, and the exciting realtor news of the world, on the grandparents' place that we've been selling, we got an offer in, like, hasn't even been a day yet, for, like, the exact asking price. But they want, like, a reply right away. It's crazy pressure, which makes me kind of feel like the house is worth more. I don't know. It's weird, right? Like, less than a day, and you get, like... I know our house market here is hot, but the exact amount. But they want you to, like, accept it right away. We should have done a thing where we're not taking offers until, like, a specific day or something. I don't know, I just, like, now I feel like the house is worth more. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, less than a day. We only had, like, a few. I think it's, like, literally a few showings, and they're, like, already have, like, basically offers. It's crazy. What is this economy? It is a nice property, though. Yeah, it's just like a weird situation. It's like that guy running around with the shovel. I'm glad my Katie's bounced back a little bit, because I was having like a bit of a rough start to this one. And I'm like, usually I tear it up on Shipment. Especially in this game. I'm not even gonna get the freaking ball pit gunner. Downfall? I can't really take Downfall too seriously anymore because of the memes. You know, like the video clips where they've got like Hitler doing his bit, and it's like, they don't do that anymore, do they? But it's like him reacting to things, being, because I remember, what was it, like Call of Duty and stuff, they used to react to all the bad news about COD and that. It's just like, yeah, I can't take that movie seriously anymore because of those goddamn memes. Where he's just like shaking with his glasses. Is like, what do you mean? It's ruined that movie for me. Like, absolutely ruined that film. Yeah. A young Clint Eastwood. That's intriguing. What's the last thing I really liked from him that I saw? Is it the Good, the Bad, the Ugly? I watched that. I think a couple of years ago, actually. Dear, dear, dear. That's the one, right? Because I think I was doing... I don't know if I was doing the whole trilogy or just that one. Because there's like the... Was it the Spaghetti Trilogy or whatever they call it? Yeah. I watched... What was the other one? Oh no, maybe it was Dirty Harry was the last one I watched. Or most recent I watched from him. It's actually a pretty interesting film, honestly.
I said I'm sorry I let you guys down. I feel bad.
I don't know what it was. I don't know why I was watching all these films. I think they were just available on streaming and it was COVID times and I was like diving into the past a little bit. One thing I don't like about these CODs is there's like way too much downtime between matches. It's just like, get me into the next thing already. Yeah. So, well, maybe if I come across that one, I'll give it a whirl. But yeah, I love how... I don't know if other people have that, where certain like movies and stuff that are like serious because something gets joked about with it so much and stuff that it becomes like more and more of a joke over time. You know, that's kind of how I had that. Why does everyone bail out? So we sit there and we wait. And we wait, and we wait for the match, and then as soon as the match starts, everyone's like, I'm out of here. It's like, what the hell? There's like 3 people that left right when the match is like starting.
Kill confirmed.
I literally don't understand. Is it because of the teams like not being even or something, or like I don't understand it. Just absolute nonsense. Oh, that was a little colder than I thought it was gonna be. Oh. Yeah. Or at least it hit like a different part of the throat. And I was just like, oh, wasn't ready for that. I was really excited. I got the Christmas Alpaca Photos tomorrow. So we're not going to have an insanely... Well, it should be scheduled as usual, but it won't be an insanely late night tonight. But very, very excited to see the alpacas. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a, strangely, a sunny trip. For like the first time, I think, ever going to the alpacas. For context, usually at this time in November, it's usually like negative 20 degrees with snowstorms and low visibility when we go to see the alpacas. So I think this is, well, last year I think was nice, but it was still like snow and cold. But yeah, this year it's gonna be literally probably green grass and like 4 degrees. Which is obscenely nice for this time of year. I gotta tell you guys, there is definitely something weird going on with the climate where I live. It's honestly a bit of an improvement, but like, it is bizarre. Like, I'm not used to it being like it is. Because it was like a pretty dry year over the summer. And then, yeah, just basically like no snow. Well, and we've had snow, and then the snow disappears in like a day or two. Honestly odd. But I can't complain about nice weathering, right? But you can look at it and just be like, this is a bit strange. But then again, Life is Strange, and congratulations to the Life is Strange franchise for 20 million sales, I guess. 20 million copies of Life is Strange have been sold. But I think that's every entry in the franchise. But I mean, there's only been what? Life is Strange Before the Storm, Life is Strange 2, Life is Strange True Colors, and then the remasters. And yeah, 20 million, not bad for something that isn't like a big kind of AAA franchise, I guess you would say. I really enjoy those games. So yeah. Medal of Honor, that's an oldie. Hello there. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I did videos on the Medal of Honor games. The only one I'm missing is European Assault. Yeah, because I did a video for Medal of Honor Frontline this year. And I did a video for Medal of Honor Rising Sun, I believe, this year as well. And it's just like, yeah, European Assault I haven't been able to find or get my hands on. Might be interesting to do a stream of those someday. Oh, the performance is god awful. Particularly Rising Sun. Like, maybe Frontline I can stomach. But yeah, I think it would be pretty hard to do Rising Sun just due to the performance level. Damn, dude. I have all the consoles. I have everything. I hope that I also have your likes on the stream. Subscribing's great, donations cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Channel member gifting, the Patreon option, the Discord for stream alerts, chatter, great times, the Amazon store link. Should you be grabbing anything on Amazon? And GamerHeadquarters.com. I write on my site sometimes. But no, I have all the consoles. I've got the X, the S, the PS5, the 4090, the Switch. Apparently I have a review request in on the next Nintendo console. Yeah. So I've got everything. I mean, I gotta cover everything, right? That's just the job. Also, I like playing games, so makes sense. That was a bad match. Did much better the previous level. I'm hoping we get something like domination or something. What are all the people actually talking in game? That's so weird. Usually nobody ever talks. They're all silent. Waiting. Yeah. Oh, and for it, on the interview front, it's looking like we're going to be doing Aurora from... I think it's Aurora? From Cyberpunk there. So... wasn't sure if I wanted to, but I did get quite a few requests. And then I'm like, the 3rd anniversary of Cyberpunk is coming up, so I was like, yeah, let's see if we can do a tie-in with it. Is it just me, or is this game like load really slowly after matches for some reason? But yeah, I didn't have a good game that game. Much better the previous round. But anyways, yeah, we do a little bit of, you know, Call of Duty World War II Shipment, and then we'll go into War Mode after, which I quite love, and yeah, just a build up to that. Gets you a little warmed up for the game. Domination, there we go. Jeez. Kill confirmed, and deathmatch, yeah. 1.33 KD, not bad. 3 days played. Woo! Not bad. And I guess we could go. Can we see the cute Quartermaster, or do we have to go to the headquarters to do that? How do you get to the headquarters? Supply drop. Quartermaster. Yeah, the cute Quartermaster. That's Jeremy there. Jeremy Lee? Yeah, Jeremy Lee. We interviewed her for Cyberpunk, which was pretty cool. He was the cute Quartermaster. And that's actually I think she said the first time she did motion capture was for this game, or her likeness was captured. Yeah. Kind of cool. The 3DO. That's funny. That's a weird console. Domination. I love how for this map they just took the headquarters and carved out the middle of it through some crates, and they're like, boom, shipment. Probably actually saved them a lot of disk space, eh? Who's ready to go for a gunship? Well, that's not a good start if I want to get a gunship. Oh, you gotta be kidding me with that grenade. I actually killed somebody with a grenade? With my grenade like rolling back and basically killing me? That's utterly fascinating. We got the red dot. Yeah, we got the red dot. Anyways, I gotta get more creative with some live stream ideas. There's lots of stuff like I want to do, And then it's just always kind of like, oh, what do I feel like doing kind of quickly that I could throw together. But like I said, yeah, I did want to do a different game, but my pal wasn't prepared as usual. Scheduling with others is always a hard situation. But I try to make it work. God damn it, dude. Okay, now I'm spawning in literal hell where the fire is everywhere. Can I run through that fire, or is it gonna like burn me alive? Okay. I almost forget how crazy and aggressive Shipment can be. Well, I'm glad you chose to take a break with me. Like, I always appreciate when people check out the streams and stuff, because I know there's a lot of entertainment options out there these days. And it is steep competition. Yeah, here we go. We got a bomb in. This should help us actually get the objective. Or an objective. Maybe get these spawns a little bit more favorable for us. You know what I mean? The Disney statement? Disney statement about what? They put out statements all the time. Wish is bombing. It's the, yeah, because as I said, if Wish bombs, every single one of Disney's departments for their 100th anniversary will have put out a bomb this year. And I was right. Every department. Unless Wish all of a sudden grows like huge theatrical legs out of nowhere, it's coming in pretty weak. Which is actually pretty worrisome for the theatrical model too, because theaters are not doing good, and December, which is traditionally the best month of like the whole year for movie theaters, is kind of looking a little grim. But yeah, the box office has been really fun to track recently, because it's just like full of surprises. Like every single week is like a crazy surprise. This game is underrated. It definitely is. It's a great Call of Duty. I love it because it's a like traditional COD, but also a modernized version of a traditional COD, and I'm not sure we'll ever get another Call of Duty game quite like this, if that makes sense, where it's actually kind of somewhat grounded and somewhat feels like a throwback COD. Because yeah, I don't know if that's a concept they really push for anymore. Because like Vanguard was sort of like that new COD style that doesn't, like, this felt right. Vanguard didn't necessarily feel right. I don't think I hate Vanguard as much as other people do, but like feeling and gameplay mechanics wise, the difference between the two different like World War II Call of Duties is very, very noticeable to me. Oh, that was crazy. Let's get ready to get better in the second half. Take damage. Well, have you ever watched this movie? It's called Gamer. That's the concept, is like you play a video game, but you play as like a real... You're controlling a real person. Terrible film. Absolutely terrible film. Like the worst stereotypes of gaming in that one. He's like got Gerard Butler in it and stuff. Yeah, I don't think I ever want to rewatch that one again. I'm trying my best. I think my team's maybe not very good. Freaking hell, dude. It's just chaos and death. I'm just hoping I can get my gunship, or like my ball pit gunner before this ends. Yeah, I guess it's different from like a gunship, right? Because it's the ball pit gunner. But yeah, usually we tear it up in this one. But it is nice to take a break and do some older COTS from the new one. But I am hoping we get some more crazier variety streams going on in the near future. I got some cool games I want to do. Just kind of fitting them in. Especially when I've got like, you know, busy things I gotta do tomorrow, so it's something easier to stream. Did we get it? Good, 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 good. So many grenades. Where's our friend Skeletor yelling at us about grenades? You know. If you guys checked out the Modern Warfare 3-2 streams, you did hear that. I was one of those losers doing. Okay, so there's this one thing that like real losers in this game do, is they're like level 1000 and they'll put on this like LMG, and they'll just like lie down and just like spawn kill you by just like shooting. And if they get like a whole team doing it, they just like light up the whole map and just like kill you over and over again. It's really terrible. Alright, time to go make them cry. What? I can't believe I didn't get that guy with the RPG. I shot like right at his foot. I still like this game visually too. It looks fantastic. Because it's, what is it? It's native 4K 60 on the Series X. And it's just stunning. It really is. Like, this was actually a really good showcase of what the 1X could do when it launched. Time to spawn repeat. That would be the Tom Cruise movie. I mean, when you're playing on Shipment, which is a tiny ass map, of course there's going to be a lot of friggin' death. I mean, it's a tiny level. Tiny, tiny level. But yeah, it can be pretty bad. So they just said that their statements is what they like and what the consumer expects is different. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I don't really see how that statement's a big deal from a quick scan read of it. Fucking hell, dude. I think it's just because I'm on the bad team, honestly. But yeah, the action, it's supposed to be intensive, so you feel the gripping quickness of rushing into people. It gives people thrills because it's like a tight space where you're fighting to the death. like modernized COD to it. Yep, that's exactly what I was saying. Is that it feels like a throwback Call of Duty, which is really nice. And I don't believe we'll ever see another COD that does this again, if that makes sense. Which is a shame, because I'd love to have like a throwback COD occasionally. Also, Call of Duty 3, we really gotta do like a live stream of that one someday, like go through the whole campaign, because man, I love that game so much. Yeah, I need to do a proper updated, like... See, I wanted to do that, and I just, like, the summer there was other things, and it just kept going by, but I'd love to sit there and do all of the different CODs, like, stream all the different campaigns. Because we did Call of Duty 2. If you guys missed that, we streamed Call of Duty 2 on Veteran, which took, like, 3-4 nights or something? I was expecting it to be, like, a 2-nighter. And that game kinda... That one went on for a little bit. And, yeah. And then I'd like to do 3, 4, you know, kind of go through all of them. Would be ideal. So we'll do one more shipment, and then we'll move to war mode, I think is a great option here. Yeah. Black Ops 4 or Cold War? I'd say buy neither of them and wait till they're on Game Pass, to be honest. I don't know. I don't really like Cold War or Black Ops 4, honestly. Like, Black Ops 4, I would say, was probably better, but, like, no campaign, and Blackout mode is kind of not really lively anymore. And then the multiplayer is kind of like, eh. Well, I guess Cold War would be more alive than Black Ops 4 would be, and it does have a campaign, but I don't know. I haven't liked a Black Ops game since the second one. I think Treyarch's just been missing for years. And I know they've had like delays and stuff they've had to deal with, but yeah, I'm hoping Gulf War is good next year, but I've not enjoyed a Treyarch game since 2. The zombies? Oh, if you just want them for the zombies? Probably Black Ops 4. Yeah, I'd go with Black Ops 4 if you're going for the zombies. It's actually traditional round-based stuff, and the Coliseum level's pretty cool, and yeah, I'd say Black Ops 4 for the zombies. What's the one, what's the Black Ops where they did the Chronicles? Was that Black Ops 3? If you're buying like a Call of Duty game for like the zombies, I would, whatever the one that has the Chronicles, I would go for, because that's got like all the old maps that have been remade. But then again, I don't know how many people are playing that one. Yeah, I'm mostly just waiting for everything to be on Game Pass, and then it's gonna be a freaking Call of Duty bonanza. Beautiful Molotov, honestly. That was a really beautiful Molotov. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like a COD unlike we've ever seen, where we're just like streaming old Call of Duty games and doing zombies. And I am so excited for that Game Pass drop kind of day. But the other problem is too is like I'll probably want to do like Diablo as well, and there's all these Activision. Like it's gonna be probably too much at once almost. Like the first day we're talking like it'll probably just be like literally Call of Duty on Game Pass day. Is what we'll call the stream, and we'll just switch between CODs. But yeah, I'm very excited for that next year. I just wish they could have got it done for the holidays. Would have been sick for views. What do I think of Black Ops 3? I don't really care much for it, to be honest. I didn't really like the futuristic stuff for COD, you know, with the jet boots and stuff. Never really liked that sort of thing. Actually, honestly, if you're wanting like a good zombies experience that's a little bit different and still played, Infinite Warfare's got some really interesting zombies. Like, Space Land or something? Really, really good, and the DLC maps are really cool for that one. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with an idea for how we do festive zombies this year, because we usually stream with Joelle and she says she's too busy, so I'm kind of like... Because we usually do like a festive zombie stream for Black Ops 1, but I don't know who I'd do it with this year. Okay, we are just getting freaking pelted, dude. I don't want to be in this little area. But like, if I leave, there's like grenades and freaking bomb runs and... Jeez. I feel like my artillery barrage wasn't very effective. Which I doth not like. Oh, jeez. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that interview, so you should see that one for the Aurora. I think it was Aurora. I can't remember what her name was. The Castle or something, their family? Name was like the twins from Cyberpunk. I got the lady interview set up, and yeah, I don't know when that's going to be up, but I kind of want to tie it in with the Cyberpunk anniversary of, you know, 3rd anniversary, so we'll see how that all fits in. Because obviously we'll have to, we're scheduling to book, and we'll have to put together questions and stuff. Jeez. Damn, dude, getting pelted out here. My favorite zombies? Oh, Black Ops 1 zombies. It never got better than the original, yeah, Black Ops 1 zombies. Because you get the original maps from World at War upgraded, and then you get all the new levels from Black Ops 1. Yeah, it was never better than that. Is VR necessary for Xbox? It would have been cool, but no. I mean, Xbox, they can't even really get consoles out the door. I think they'd really struggle selling a VR headset. And also, they need to work on getting good games released as opposed to pivoting to VR. Yeah, they need to focus on selling their hardware first before thinking of a peripheral like a VR headset. Like, during the 360 era, they could get away with Kinect, because it was like, you know, the console was huge, and the Kinect was like a revolutionary new, like, toy to play with. But I mean, like, PlayStation's struggling to do anything with VR, and they've, you know, they've got, like, more than double the market share, so... Yeah, I'd say VR is a risky bet. And I still don't think VR is taking off, honestly. Like, I know quite a few headsets have been sold and a lot of people are into it, but there's still not really too many crazy games that are like killer apps for it. And I don't think the general public really cares too much about VR, honestly. It's a neat concept. I'd love it to be like a regular thing that I engage with and stuff, but it hasn't happened yet, and I'm not sure if it ever will. Did we just get nuked, or what the hell was that? What is that we're getting pelted with? He's on a 36 kill streak? Jesus. Ow. In this economy? At this time of night? Damn, dude. How did he get that? In a while? Weren't you here like a week ago? Anyway, it's always nice when people stop by on the streams. Yes, hello there. 3 years of early access. God. Somebody was trying to tell me that like Ark was like early access, and I was like, nah, definitely not. It was like a full release. And then you know what they actually did is they went and apologized. They're like, no, it is a full release, and I was like, oh, okay. Because usually people just like they don't answer, and they like act really hostile towards me when I tell them they're wrong on things. So that was refreshing, actually. Man, my team is getting smoked. Very excited to get to war mode, I think, after this, because I just, like, my team's just not capturing the flag at all, man. We're just getting dominated. Might not even get the ball pick gunner this time. Oh crap. Yeah. Black Ops 4 had a campaign? The Black Ops 4 campaign, you can go read about it online. There's this one dude that's like really into like the Black Ops 4 Lost Legacy of stuff, really. You can go read it. There's somebody who's literally, that's basically their sort of passion project. And they've compiled this huge dossier of like hundreds of, maybe not hundreds, like 70-something photos of what the Black Ops 4 campaign was going to be. So essentially, the concept for the Black Ops 4 campaign was that it was going to be kind of like Warzone, where you have like these open... It was kind of going to be like the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, now that I think of it, where you have these open layered battles, and it was like a semi-open world, and it was cooperative focused and stuff. Yeah, you go read about it. There was a whole plan for what they were doing with the Black Ops 4 campaign, but it was, I think they said it was either too ambitious or they didn't like how it was shaping up, so they canceled it, and they kind of pivoted to doing Blackout. But I think they've reused some of the assets of Black Ops 4's map or something somewhere else. I can't quite recall, but yeah, there's a whole read-up you can do online where somebody like basically leaked or found these leaks and compiled all this information about it. I wish I had the info off the top of my head for you on that one, but it was quite a while ago that this all came out. But yeah, it is funny, it's like literally this one guy that's just his side passion project is just finding information on the Black Ops 4 campaign, which is fascinating. Xbox will announce. I would be very surprised if Xbox showed Gears of War at the Game Awards. Gears of War is very usually traditionally a Xbox conference reveal, so it would be very unlikely that we would see Gears of War at the Game Awards. Maybe an update on Perfect Dark or something new, but yeah, they always save Gears for E3, not the Game Awards. It'd be a nice surprise, but no. I could see there's probably gonna be a Game Pass ad. Phil Spencer will probably be there smiling, being like, "Ho ho ho, hi guys," and I would say maybe like a trailer release date for Hellblade at max. Maybe like a teaser for Perfect Dark, but that's about it. They don't usually bring the big guns to the Game Awards. Unless they're showing off their console, which was something I don't think anyone could have predicted a few years ago when that happened, but yeah. The Black Ops 3 campaign? It's just nonsense. I wouldn't try to understand it. The only thing I would try to understand was the emotion you get. When you like the stream, subscribing's great, donation's cool, consider becoming a channel member. Channel member gifting, the Patreon option, and the Discord for stream alerts, chatter at great times. There's also an Amazon store affiliate link should you be buying anything on Amazon. Why not use the affiliate link? Time for war. Bum 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 bum. I think I caught up on all these questions. Yeah. Poor, like, I miss our good pal Skeletor, you know. The yellings of grenade.
Stop the Germans from escorting their tanks through the
It's actually like a real bummer that Modern Warfare 3 2 isn't better. Because I had so much fun streaming Modern Warfare 2 too. And like, yeah, it really was just kind of a big bummer, that one.
C's on the move. Stop it.
We need some bodies over at C, guys.
Charlie is moving forward.
Okay, I actually gotta halt that because they're...
C is almost crossed the front line.
Good kill. Good kill, Fizzy Rain.
C is retreating. Keep up the pressure.
That guy's really giving us a bit of a hard time on this one. Yeah, usually war mode is busier too.
C's falling back.
I think this is... we were kind of feeling it last stream too. I think this might be one of our last streams of this one until like the Game Pass drop, because it's just like... Because even on a Friday night, if this one's not really popular, I think its community's dying out. Which is a bit of a shame. I do genuinely love playing this one, but yeah, it's not looking super good for it. Virtual world, like VR? Well, okay, so VR has been tried many times in the industry.
retreating. Keep
you know,
firing.
and this is just the most recent take on VR, and this is the most popular VR has ever been in the industry,
He's falling back.
is the modern era.
Escort.
But I don't think it's ever gonna really take off with the general audience unless it's like good quality and it's affordable. And I don't think that's ever happened, and none of the VR headsets have ever been able to
He's advancing. Stop it.
get to a point where they are like super high selling, and it's just like game developers don't want to make games for niche products, and yeah, it just hasn't taken off. And I know a lot of people, they get really like defensive about their VR headsets and stuff, but like the general public does not care at all about VR. They're not jumping in and buying VR stuff. They don't care. Like, they probably couldn't even name a single VR game, regular people. I would struggle to name VR games. There's Half-Life Alyx and like Beat Saber. And like Moss, that's the cute one with the mouse, but that's only because I like did an E3 demo on that one. But like, you know, and this is like my job is doing this kind of, you know, being interested in games, covering games, and even I can't even name very many interesting VR products or projects because they're really, I don't know, it's just not interesting, and it definitely hasn't taken off. And a lot of people will be like, oh, but it's sold X amount of, you know, headsets, and it's like great that, you know, Facebook's been able to get like a small increment of market share, but I think it's gonna fade away again, and then maybe come back, you know, in another 10 years or something. But yeah, I'm so disinterested in VR. I was excited about it. I was excited about the PSVR 2, and then I like actually even forgot that the PSVR 2 even came out. And at this point, I'm just so utterly disinterested in VR.
30 seconds left.
Like there's nothing that's like really intriguing about it to me. There's no games where I'm like, oh, this would encourage me to buy a VR headset. And it's like, I don't know, do I want to sit there and have to like wear a VR headset instead of just like watching a TV? And the thing is like I'm really into that kind of stuff. Like I was really into like Connect, and I had an iToy, and you know, I'm really into different types of like game interactions and stuff. But yeah, VR just really doesn't seem too intriguing to me.
Stop the tanks.
I wish things were different. I mean, if VR was such a big deal, you know, PlayStation would be pushing it more, but they've forgotten about their headset too, basically. At least that's what it feels like. Yeah. GTA bundle with a series. Yeah, I don't think... I think it's more likely that PlayStation has the marketing rights to GTA. We don't know yet. Xbox did get them for Grand Theft Auto 4 back in the day, but I think it's much more likely that PlayStation has the marketing rights on Grand Theft Auto 6. It would be a nice surprise if Xbox got that, but I highly doubt it.
Escort our tanks and break through the front line towards the breach.
Yeah, this is such a dead lobby. I'm hoping it fills up a bit. I was kind of sitting there before the stream started, and I was like, you know, it should be okay. I was like, I think it'll be fine. I was looking at like some of the lobbies. I'm like, okay, it looks good. And then I was kind of like a little worried too, but we'll see how shit goes. Because I love playing war mode, and usually this is like the most popular mode outside of Shipment. Or not Shipment. Yeah, Shipment, literally, because it's Shipment 24/7, but I don't know. We'll have to see how the night goes. Bought a VR headset and used it once. Again, that's a problem too, is it's like, I don't know, say I bought like a PSVR 2, what would I play on it? Like Horizon Call of the Mountain, and then I would never, like, what else is even available on the PSVR 2?
A is falling back.
You know what I mean? Like, what would you even play on it? Like, even if I bought like a Vive, or do they still sell even the Vives? I don't even know about that. The Quest, isn't the Quest what's being sold from Facebook? And it's like, even if I bought that, it's like, what would I play on it, you know? Like, what games would I play?
Now Anton can advance. All we have to do is get one more tank across the line.
This is like, you know, it's not like my PC is lacking for VR, you know? I got the 4090 there, so... I think that's a big issue, is coming up with like killer games and getting like interest from people to actually buy a headset. But I think I had the right analysis of the VR back when I was like writing stuff about games and that. Well, I still do some writing, but not much these days. I think I had the right analysis where I was kind of like, it's coming in too expensive without anything that like really gets people interested in buying a VR headset, like the games, and I don't think it's going to take off. And I mean, modern VR has been out there for like 10 years now, roughly, I think. Right, because they were talking about that, and no, maybe not, maybe like several years, but yeah, it's definitely not a common thing.
The enemy has taken back B.
Be neat if it was, but yeah, it's not. Also, I think a big issue is they haven't been able to work out like movement in VR, and VR always looks really awkward because it's like you're like weird floating hands, and I think it needs to evolve a lot more before it really becomes something people want to do. Also, the fact that it's like you just sit there and it's like you lock out the world and you're like wearing this headset, and it's not really a comfortable concept. Yeah, I don't know.
Take the enemy fuel.
Owen Lab. I think I've heard of that. But like, even what I've heard of Owen Lab, yeah, actually I think somebody was mentioning it in another stream. But even that, it's like, when somebody tells you about an interesting VR game, usually the VR game is kind of like silly like tech demo kind of things as opposed to being like a full functional interesting game. Because like Xbox technically has a lot of games that would be like VR ready, if that makes sense. You know, like flight sim capabilities are built in, same with like Forza, and like, you know, you could probably rig Halo up to do that if you wanted to, or, you know, with the Bethesda purchase, they got like Doom VR and Skyrim VR, and, but, yeah, like I said, they can't even get consoles out the door, so it's like the adoption, like I do actually wonder what the adoption rate is for PSVR, because if the PSVR 2 was selling well, they'd be like touting like numbers, kind of like Modern Warfare 3, how they're like, oh, it's got record engagement, but it's like, how many people actually bought the game? Technically, your engagement goes up if only the hardcore people are buying your product, and I'm like, usually Call of Duty always is announcing their sales, and this year they're, you know, electing to not announce how many sales of Call of Duty they had, which to me tells me that Call of Duty hasn't been selling well this year, or as well. And, yeah, same with the PSVR 2, like, I think PlayStation would be out there being like, oh my god, we've got this amount of sales if the headset was selling well. And I bet you it's like probably sub 1 billion sales. That's probably why they're not talking about it or investing in it at all. Because they're probably gonna like be like the Kinect like for Xbox and just like quietly cut support for it as the gen goes on. Because if you've got what 50, probably nearing on 60 million console sales, and you've got less than 1 million attach rate, that's pretty piss poor for a peripheral.
We are stealing A.
I hope we steal this faster. Like, team's really struggling there. Okay, now we're going. See, if you play Modern Warfare 3 too, you should be familiar with this mode because they brought it back, but they only have one map in that game for this one, which is a shame. It's a great game mode. If anything, it's like underloved. But the biggest issue is it takes, like, the maps are pretty large for it, so it takes a lot of dedicated work for what is a bit of a niche mode within COD. We're advancing. There we go, it filled up a bit. Nice.
Tanks advancing, protecting.
Damn it. Yeah. Actually, it'd be really cool if Xbox did get the marketing rights for Grand Theft Auto. Kind of crazy at the Game Awards if it showed the Xbox logo and then Grand Theft Auto, and it's like, get extra bucks or whatever when you buy it on Xbox or something, and be like, woo. But yeah, Xbox doesn't really hit me as that serious of a company about gaming, so probably not. Actually, it would be such a baller move if Xbox at the Game Awards showed off like a trailer for Black Ops Gulf War with the Xbox logo or something on it. Play it day one on Game Pass. That would be such a cool, cocky move. yeah, to come out with Call of Duty trailer that early in the year and just splash the Xbox and the Xbox Game Pass logo on it, that would be kind of cool. Because yeah, this is the longest. They've had 40 years to work on Gulf War, which comes out next year. The longest Call of Duty death cycle ever. The game should be in more than like show-off condition at this point, you would think. So we kind of need to have a trailer early for it. Because for context, usually the COD trailers are, well, they used to be June, like late May, June. Now they're always in August because they do like a COD League event. But yeah, it'd be cool to have like a big cocky showcase from Xbox for once, flexing a little bit and show off a COD trailer at the Game Awards would be really nice.
Nobody's escorting the tank. It's retreating.
Oh, hey, Caleb. Daisy Ridley. Yeah, I saw her messages about Star Wars and stuff. So here's the thing. She's a great actress. I don't think she has much star power, though, because nothing she's been in has really been large or interesting since Star Wars. And, like, I like her character. I like her acting. I don't think they gave her character anything to do in the Star Wars movies. But I am at kind of the point with Disney and with Star Wars where I don't actually think I would go to a theater to watch her Star Wars movies. Yeah, I don't think I would be interested in doing that at all. Because it's like, to me, that's just like Disney leaning into like pushing the whole, you know, females only angle, and I'm just kind of tired of Disney and Star Wars and Marvel, and yeah, I'm feeling fatigued of that whole brand. Which is a shame, because again, like, I think Daisy Ridley is a very talented actress. I think the character Rey is a very interesting character, but they just did, like, they gave her nothing to work with, and they did nothing with the character. So unless they did like a movie where she's got some like really interesting struggles or something that like actually makes her have like a purpose in a Star Wars movie, outside of just like being naturally gifted at everything, I don't think I'd go and watch that. Hello there. Well, I don't think they're specifically doing episodes. It's gonna be its own standalone Daisy Ridley kind of trilogy of Star Wars movies or something, but I think it'll get canceled. I actually don't believe a Star Wars production is coming out until it's like actually coming out, because they canceled more projects than they've like actually released. Did we lose? Dude, I did my best. I did my best. That sucks. Yeah. Rise of Skywalker just sucked the life out of Star Wars for me. And then the shows. I don't care about the shows at all. Like, I know people love, what is it? Like, Mandalorian was cool, and then it just kind of was, like, went off the rails in, like, Season 2, and I don't care anymore. Don't care about Book of Boba Fett. Don't care about Andor, don't care about Ahsoka anymore, which is funny because I love the Ahsoka character so much in the Clone Wars and stuff, and yeah, I just burned out of Star Wars completely. It's amazing how Disney was like, it actually takes talent to burn someone out of something they've loved for like 20-something years. Because like, I loved Star Wars since I was like putting the VHS tapes to watch the original movies, and then, you know, seeing the prequels in like theaters, and I was really hyped for like episode 7, you know, and then 8 I really liked, and I know everybody hated, a lot of people hated 8. I stand by that one. And then 9 I was just like, ugh, and then some of the shows I was just like, and yeah, I'm just, it actually takes talent to burn people out of things like they have. Same with, what was it? Like Marvel, just totally burned out of Marvel too. I keep hearing all these like juicy projects they have in the works, and I'm just kind of like, I don't care about that one or that one. The more I hear about the Fantastic Four, the more I'm like not interested in the Fantastic Four at all. Yeah, because apparently, yeah, it's looking more and more likely like Pedro, or Patro. Why can't I say his name right now? Pedro Pascal. Yeah, that's correct, right? Wonder why I'm not having confidence in saying that. Everybody leaving the fucking match. God damn it. Yeah, it's like a Reed Richards and stuff. It's just like, and then Sue Storm's the main character, and then there, was it the Silver Surfer is gonna be like a woman, which could be aesthetically pleasing, but I'm not really too interested in that because they keep doing that. And yeah, I don't think I'll go watch the Fantastic Four. I've made up my mind, and they haven't even started shooting on it. Same with Thunderbolts. I won't watch that. And next Captain America, I have no interest in. And I'll go watch Deadpool next year, probably, because it's Deadpool. But, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of tired of it all. But you know what I'm not tired of? Asking you guys to like the stream, so be sure to like the stream. Subscribing's great. Donations cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Cool perks, emotes, icons. It's like $1 to join. Why not become a channel member? Channel member gifting, the Patreon option. And the Discord for stream alerts, chat at great times. There's also an Amazon store affiliate link should you be grabbing anything on Amazon. See, I love this part of war because this reminds me of like Medal of Honor, like Frontline, when you're like storming the beach and stuff. Really takes me back. I was really hoping that for Vanguard that they were going to take this concept and make it like a ground war size thing, and then they never did. And then for Modern Warfare 3-2 they brought back this game mode, which was cool, but it's one map and I'm just like tired of that game already. It's yeah, just like lots of disappointments after disappointments. Turok Evolution? Are they good titles? For the original Xbox? They're pretty old titles. I mean, Counter-Strike, the original, I don't think would be very worthwhile in the modern era because it's just like offline with bots and stuff, honestly. Medal of Honor Frontline is still, I think, a pretty good game. I did a video of that earlier on the year, like the original Xbox version of it. So that one I still think holds up. And Turok Evolution? I actually don't even know if I've played that one. I've played Turok 1, Turok 2. I'm excited about Turok 3 Remastered coming out. But I don't know if I've played Turok Evolution. And then I've played Turok Remake, or Reimagining. Like, what do they call it Turok 2007 or something? That one I kind of liked, but, you know, it definitely has issues. But Turok Evolution, I don't know if I've actually played that one. I don't know, for the right price, older games can be a lot of fun. But, like, you know, it's always got to be for the right price, and it's always got to be something that you're interested in that too, right? God damn it. The Canadians push through the least dangerous parts of Normandy. Piss off, Vaylander. You know how many people we lost in these wars?
Taking the bunker. Push those bunkers.
Like, I know there was a lot of, like, senseless death in these wars, but do you have any idea, like, the percentage of our population that Canada lost in these freaking wars? And the British just, like, sending us out to die? Christ. It's almost insulting, Vaylander. It's almost insulting. Yeah. Yeah, like, our population was, like, decimated from this fucking wars. Because the British, yeah, they literally sent us out to die. Not cool. Not cool, Queen. No, it doesn't matter, we have a king now anyways. It's about time a man came in with some fresh perspective. You know, I've only had a woman leading my country for my entire life. You know, 3 decades of female leadership. It's about time a man came in. That's gonna be the single weirdest thing in Canada, is like our money they just unveiled the new money, like our coins and stuff with the king on it, and I'm like, that's weird. Because it's like, I've literally, my whole life, I've only known, like, the queen on the back of the money. So it's like, it's messed up actually changing it to have a king. I don't like it. I wonder if we can, like, petition just to keep the queen on the money, because, like, it's weird. I'm sure people will get used to it over time, but yeah, it's gonna be strange, dude. It's so strange. Yeah. The whole the VR industry, I don't, again, I think that one's gonna die off for a bit, and then it comes back over and over again. There's a lot of trends that, like, come in and go and come back and go. Another really good example is the 3D movie industry. You know, like, 3D movies, they came, and then they went, and then they came back, and then they went, and then they came back. Like, 3D movies have kind of been done for, what about 5 years now? And I'm sure they'll be back again in some other form. And, it's a technology, there's things that come, and it, like, doesn't quite work, and then it goes, and then it comes back, and yeah, it's sort of like fashion trends, or sort of, I don't know if you guys keep track of furniture, but, like, right now, the big furniture trend for, like, the last few years, the furniture trend has been, like, 50s, 60s style furniture is, like, really back in, which I don't get, because it just kind of looks really sort of cheap and old looking, and, like, the texturing and all that is really weird to me, but yeah, apparently, like, 50s, 60s furniture is, like, back in style. I actually believe 70s has started to kind of creep in there too, but yeah, it's trends, they come, they go, and things, they try to refresh things and feed on nostalgia. That's just how humans are. Yeah, the Medal of Honor games are really old. Palpatine's technically... I don't want to hear about Palpatine again in my fucking life. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Somehow, Palpatine has returned. Really? You're not even gonna try to... That's when I knew that movie was gonna be garbage. The first title scroll, I was laughing my ass off in the theater. I was like, oh, this is gonna be just a travesty, isn't it? And it just got, like, worse and worse and worse, and I'm just like, J.J. Abrams, please leave every sci-fi franchise I love alone. Please. Please stay away from these movies. Damn, dude, like... It just, like, it felt insulting as someone that, like, enjoyed Episode 8 for trying to be, like, a little bit different, doing something a little bit interesting. Like, Episode 9 was basically, haha, that movie sucked, and it's like, well, your movie is, like, literally garbage in every way. Like, it, because, like, J.J. Abrams, like, his style of shooting with, like, his lens flares and stuff, it looks awful. Like, 9 was, like, a bad-looking movie, it was a badly acted movie, it was a badly, like, thought-out movie. The script didn't make any sense, the villain was terrible, the plot was dumb. What a terrible movie that was. I hate Episode 9. And that ending with her, like, I'm a Skywalker now, was fucking insulting. Just, you know what, honestly, just make her his kid. That's what they should have done from the beginning. It should have just been his and Mary Jane's kid, and just, like, would have been way, way better than to me than a Palpatine, like, the Sith Lord, like, becoming, like, taking the Skywalker. Like, fuck right off. Sorry, I hate that movie. I genuinely... until that point in my life, and I've probably watched, like, thousands of movies, I never, like, hated a movie until I left the theater after Episode 9. I hated that movie. Same with Indiana Jones, the most recent one. I hated that film, dude. That was despicable garbage. Yeah, Deadpool 3's next year. More Finn? I don't know. I see that on Twitter all the time where they're like, put Finn in it, it'll fix everything. And I'm like, they just need, like, a brand new cast of characters. Just start from the beginning. Yeah, just, like, right from the beginning. If they could, like, reboot the sequels, I would be pretty happy with that. Oh, it does. It plays out like bad fan fiction. Like I think for Finn, I don't know if I necessarily would push the Jedi angle that everyone tries to, but like they could have done such a cool concept where he sort of could have been this this individual that kind of like sways other stormtroopers. Like he could have created like a mini rebellion within the Empire. Like I think that would have been a more interesting Episode 9 story. Would have been like Finn being like, I changed, you can too, and like maybe splintering some of like the stormtroopers or something. There's dozens of other ways they should have went with that movie. Like practically any other way. I hate that film, dude. Like I said, literally thousands of movies I've watched. I've reviewed like hundreds of films. And that was the first time I was ever actually like angry leaving a movie. Like there's a lot of films where I'm like, oh, this is bad. Like, you know, I reviewed Cats, like which again, if you've not seen my written review of Cats, it is hilarious. You know, I wouldn't usually consider my reviews to be like funny, but my Cats review is genuinely funny. But I wasn't like mad. I was just like, this movie just sucks. And there's lots of movies where I'm like, oh, this is horrible, this is bad. But I'm never like mad watching a movie. I'm like, oh, this is bad, or turn it off, or I'm like, eh. Or a lot of films I'm just kind of like, whatever. But yeah, no, I was actually pretty pissed off watching Episode 9. It was like insulting. I was like, 40 years of film legacy and you just pissed all over it. I actually probably won't ever watch anything J.J. Abrams puts out again. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever watch another one of his films. What a disgrace to cinema that is. And then Indiana Jones, what a garbage movie. Honestly, just atrocious. It was my buddy Mitchell there, I was talking to him, he's like, I really liked it. I was just like, dude, yeah, I did not like that film. I think I gave it an okay score, but like, yeah, no, that movie was bad. I think I gave a pretty low score to Episode 9, but I probably should have went even like lower. It's oh god, I hate that movie. It's like a movie. What is it like? You know, it's something you watch and you don't even interact with. It's, I don't know where like a feeling of hate comes from, but yeah, I detest that existence of that film. The books of Palpatine, yeah, you shouldn't have to read. How many times do we got to go back to that concept where it's like, you should not have to read supplementary material to understand what the hell is happening. Same with games, like the Halo games. You should not have to read 3 novels, 4 comics, an extended universe drawing coloring book to understand what is happening in a mainline entry of something. That goes for movies, TV shows, or anything. I should not have to watch secondary, supplementary material to understand what the fuck is going on in a mainline entry. Like, between, like, literally Halo 4, you can kind of make sense of things. You can be like, okay. Halo 5, you sit there, you're like, the hell is happening? Halo Infinite, I sat there, I was like, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't even know what's going on. It's like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. And there's like Episode 9, and it's just like, somehow he has returned, and it's like, you gonna give us like anything to work with here, or is it just kind of like he's here, and it's like, yeah, that was bad. But it is my firm belief that if you cannot tell a cohesive story within your set story time, you are just bad at your job. Same with like, what is it? Like, I know some people out there like the Snyder films. And they're like, oh my god, the extended version of this, you know, Justice League and stuff, and the Snyder cut and everything like that. The extended cut of Batman vs. Superman is amazing, and it's like, probably average. I'll never sit there and waste my time watching it. But like, if you cannot tell a cohesive story within the set time frame of a theatrical release, which is your job as a director, you're not doing your job properly. You're failing at your job. Because they would never play an extended cut like that in a theater, because that's just not, like, theatrically something you can exhibit. Sorry, better terminology for that. Because it's too long. And it's, yeah, you need to be able to tell a story within a time frame, as so many other directors, creatives have had to do for, like, basically a century of film. Over a century of film. And, yeah, they're just not doing their job properly. But yeah, I hate there was a Destiny 1 where it's like, you gotta read the lore cards on the website to understand. And it's like, I'm not going to their fucking website to go read trading cards to understand what the story is. Tell the story in the story you're telling.
1 minute.
What was that Destiny 2 or 1 where it's like, I could tell you of a blah 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 more interesting time, and I'm like, well, why not tell us? You know, it's not like we're like, it was episode 7 where she's like, that's time, or that's a story for another time. It's like, just tell us. It was like a one-line thing. Just tell us how you got this lightsaber. Sorry, this stuff just pisses me off. Absolutely pisses me off. I honestly, like, I really don't want any more Star Wars. They'd have to come up with something so original and so interesting to reignite my interest in Star Wars, and Disney just isn't capable of it. I can't even remember the last time I watched something from Disney where I was like, actually really enjoyed it. Seriously. That's like across the board.
10 seconds left.
Anyways, yeah, I just go on my rants about this stuff, but it is so annoying. Like, tell your story within the confined story stuff. If lore, like, books and that should exist to, like, be supplementary to that experience. I like something, I want to learn more about it. I shouldn't have to read extra stuff to understand what's going on. And I'm someone that's, like, into this stuff, too. Like, just think of how the regular audience feels about stuff. Like Halo and that. You come in and it's like, what the hell's going on? Same with, like, Marvel stuff now. It's like, you know, like, I'm really into Marvel, but I don't even watch the shows or anything anymore. Think of how a regular audience person comes in, like somebody's parent or something that goes and is, like, watching this Marvel movie. Between, like, was it, if you didn't watch WandaVision and stuff, you go to, like, Doctor Strange coming from, like, Endgame, you'd be like, what the hell's going on? It's terribly designed. A grumpy old man. I'm so, like, jaded and tired of, like, everything. I really genuinely am. Although today I had a great day. I went out, I got my AirPods. They're my AirPods Pro 2nd Gen with USB-C. I'm very excited. Yeah, I got some good tasters at the Costco. Went and had a hot dog at the Costco. I got some more margarita mix at the Costco. Well, it's not, well, it is a mix, but yeah, I got some more margarita at the Costco. It was a good day, and then I came home, and I didn't really get to work or anything, but it was cool. I had a nice day. It was sunny out. It was pleasant. It was very, very pleasant of a day. Bad directors. Consult with George Lucas. I kind of want them to sell Star Wars back to George Lucas, honestly. Like, I don't know if the movies would have been perfect from George Lucas, but I just think he would have done something more interesting with episodes 7, 8, 9. Just something more interesting with those movies, or at least had, like, a plan. I'm not saying, like, he's the greatest director of all time. Like, his early works, obviously, was Star Wars, from, like, a special effects standpoint. You know, his contributions to film are super important. But, like, you know, I'm not saying he's, like, the greatest director of all time, but it would have been interesting to just have anything else other than what we got. And, you know, like, episode 9, again, it's the end of, like, 40 years of cinema. And that's how it ends. With just, like, a shitty movie. 40 years of cinema just pissed away because Disney couldn't put together any sort of plan or any sort of concept or try to have any sort of, like, conclusive story that actually makes sense. Other than, remember that big bad guy from those other films? He's back somehow. We'll explain it in, like, 3 dozen other Disney Plus shows that you'll be forced to watch, and it sucks. It really does, honestly. Because, like, legacy-wise, it matters, that kind of stuff. Like, at least I think it does. It just, yeah, what a bummer. As I always say, like, episode 9 is literally so bad, I wouldn't even show it to, like, my children, honestly. I would just cut it off at 8, and I'd be like, we're good here, you know. I'd be like, there's another one, but I'm not gonna show it to you or anything. I literally passionately dislike that movie. But you know what I do like? Likes on the stream, so be sure to like the stream. Subscribing's great, donation's cool, consider becoming a channel member. Channel member gifting, the Patreon option, and the Discord for stream alerts, chat, and great times. There's also the Amazon store affiliate link, should you be grabbing anything on Amazon, like over this Black Friday. Which, is Black Friday done now, or does it, like, continue over the weekend? Does anyone know how that works? I think it goes over the weekend, and then Monday is, like, Cyber Monday, right? That's a thing. I wonder if it continues into the next week, too. These sales all feel so, like, superficial, but... Yeah, I got the AirPods, or what was it, $260, I think, like, after tax and stuff. I was like, it's pretty good. Yeah, I was like, that's not bad at all. I was actually pretty happy with that. I was kind of expecting them to be like $300, but I guess they were like $40 off, so... That's my big Black Friday purchase, guys. Really, really exciting. My OG's video. I got lots of cool little top 10 stuff if you guys have never seen those. Get off my lawn. Yeah. Get off my live stream. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Oh, the UE5 video. Yeah, top 10 UE5. Oh, thanks, DW. Could be grumpy old men together. I'm not even that old yet, but yeah, it's just so tired and jaded these days. I hope different eras of my life are more interesting, but yeah, it's just such a bummer time for like these properties that I like grew up with. And it's like, you know, could it be me that's the issue? And I'm like, I don't think it is, because I see a lot of other people that feel the same way about some of these things. Definitely a lot more like tired and more willing to be outspoken on things too, I guess, but yeah, that is funny. Just get tired over time of stuff. That was principle. Yeah, the UE, so that's what you're talking about, is the Unreal Engine 5 top 10 video. I'm glad you enjoyed that. This is one I wanted to put together for a bit. Because I wanted to kind of highlight the sort of like new, because was it 2 or 3 weeks ago, we just started seeing the very first batch of Unreal Engine 5 games. With like a little bit of a drop here or there throughout the last year, but yeah, it's been mixed results, I would say, but it's kind of cool just to kind of showcase a bunch of videos that kind of highlight from a AAA and like a AA perspective, a little bit indie too in there, of like what developers are doing with UE5. Because I was like, I wanted to highlight what they've kind of been working on and what, you know, basically what to expect over the course of the gen. But I've got some other videos planned, I just haven't had time to film them, basically. Like, I essentially have some, like, good ideas about. Talking about the performance of UE5 stuff, kind of going over the tech a little bit more, and some other cool little things. Yeah. Also, I do have lots of top 10s if you guys are ever looking for, like, Game Pass suggestions or other stuff on the Xbox. I got lots of those. I need to do some PS5 top 10 videos, but I haven't had time to throw those together yet. We'll get there. Maybe over the holidays I'll have some more time to do it, but probably not. UE5. Well, there's lots of companies using UE5. It takes time to develop with this stuff. The engine is basically brand new. You see a lot of companies are pivoting to it, finally starting their games with it. It just takes a while before we get lots of games taking advantage of the engine, right? Because it hasn't even technically been available for developers to use all that long. Because when did we get Fortnite UE5? At the beginning of the year? And I mean, that's, you know, Epic literally makes Unreal Engine, right? And they just got their first game out. There was the Matrix Awakens, but that video, you know, that game, well, that wasn't a game, it was a tech demo, so it's kind of like not even the same concept, and you'll see most stuff being UE5. It takes time. Because a lot of projects they'll be doing UE4 and it's like they won't switch over to UE5 because it's not worth like the resources and the relearning. It's kind of like being on a new engine. It is similar, but it is such a change that it is kind of like being on an all-new engine almost. But it's cool technology. The biggest thing I would say that I've noticed for Unreal Engine 5 games is the geometry is massively more complex and advanced. It looks like rock textures and stuff like that are amazing. That, and I would say maybe the lighting. Like Lumen is very, very good for lighting. Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is a really, really good game. It's a very, very good game. As I did say in my review, my biggest issues with it were like the technical bugs, but other than that, yeah, I was, you know, after 13 years, it was well worth the wait. Trailmakers? I don't know if I'm gonna do that one ever, but you never know. Call of Duty fall off? Nah, Call of Duty will be fine. It'll pick up probably with Gulf War next year. Yeah, I don't think Call of Duty's falling off. See, the beauty of Call of Duty, and a lot of people don't understand this, is if a new Call of Duty comes out and you don't like it, there's a new one next year. Or there's like 20 old ones you can play. You know, other franchises like Halo, when Halo Infinite came out, I didn't like Halo Infinite. I'm fucked for like a decade. Because, you know, it took 7 years for them to put out Halo Infinite. But, like, for Call of Duty, it's like, you know, Modern Warfare 3 2, not that good. You know what? Here's a new one next year. Or I could go play last year's. It's fine. You know, it's not like other franchises where it's like, you know, say a new Gears of War came out, and you didn't like it, and you're like, well, fuck, who knows when the next one's coming? But at least for COD, you know there's a new one next year, so it's like, go play something else for a year, and then something new will come out. Or go back and play an older one. It's one of the very few franchises where you can literally just kind of shrug your shoulders, and it's not a big deal. But yeah, it would take a lot of Call of Duties in a row being very poorly put together for me to say it's like falling off or anything. I definitely don't agree with that. Like, I think it's more than fair that Call of Duty can have like an off year and come back stronger next year, and yeah, it's not a big deal. And before the Call of Duty franchise like falters to any degree, it would probably take, I would say it would probably take at least 10 years before you would see the Call of Duty franchise even start to hurt. And they'd have to put like bomb after bomb after bomb for a long time. Yeah, kind of like what Marvel's been doing, but the difference is, you know, there's one Call of Duty a year. Marvel, they've been shoving like 4 films down your throat, plus DC doing theirs, plus Sony doing theirs, and, you know, then other third-party groups doing other comic book movies that haven't been good. And I think that kills the audience. But yeah, Call of Duty, this franchise is fine and healthy. It can stumble, but it would take multiple stumbles before you would see this franchise have any sort of like damage to it or anything like that. It's like Battlefield, you know? Everybody's hating on Battlefield, and they pop out that trailer for 2042, and everyone was like, oh my god! You know, there was literally memes where people are like, you know, they got Anakin and they're like pre-ordering Battlefield 2042. They're like, I know I shouldn't. And, you know, everybody like pre-ordered it and bought it on day one. Like, seriously, the day one sales for 2042 and stuff were very strong. It obviously went, now it's back up again, but, you know, it's like all it takes is like one trailer and everyone goes, oh my god. So yeah, I would disagree. It would take a lot of really bad CODs in a row for me to be like, yeah, the franchise is trailing off. Yeah. People are also very reactionary to things. They don't think of things over like a long time span. They think of things in the very kind of short here and now, and I think that is, you know, a little too eager on stuff. Loki, I care so little about like the Disney TV shows. Like, zero interest in them. I think Baldur's Gate is going to win all the Game of the Year award stuff. I haven't played Baldur's Gate yet. Waiting for the Xbox drop, which I'm thinking is going to be at the Game Awards. Pretty confident on that. Kind of guessing maybe like a Game Pass drop too for it. We'll see. I mean, I have been right about the Game Awards in the past. I did get Perfect Dark Showcase right. I don't know who would even be around from that time where I was like, they're gonna show Perfect Dark tonight, and then somebody was like, you were right. I was like, yep. But that was like a number of years ago. I think, right? 2 years ago? Or was that 3 years ago? Time just kind of blurs together, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I can see that being a thing. So I'm gonna work my ass off to get like Baldur's Gate done. I've been extensively chatting with my sister, so she's probably gonna come in and help do the review so I can do it right away, and then we'll like stream that game a bit and stuff. And yeah, I'm holding off for that one and Avatar, because I've got like my top 10 games of the year kind of like outlined, but I'm waiting for Avatar and Baldur's Gate to see how those ones are before doing it. The real shame is them not doing codes for that Walking Dead game, because I want to try it, because I've heard it's just god-awful. I'm trying to compile my top 10 worst games of the year, and it's like, you know, we got Go and we got King Kong, but The Walking Dead, does it belong there? I doth not know. Bloodborne 2? In this economy? I highly doubt that. I thought that was a very unreliable rumor, or whatever was the person saying that something from Soft was going to be a PlayStation exclusive. I would not be surprised if PlayStation got a FromSoft exclusive, but I'm pretty sure whoever was rumoring that was pretty... Like, PlayStation is usually pretty good at keeping stuff under wraps, so you don't get a lot of PlayStation leaks. And a lot of the PlayStation leakers are kind of just like attention-seeking kind of PlayStation fanboy accounts. Like the ones that are always like, oh, PlayStation's buying Take-Two, and it's like, no, they're not buying Take-Two. They can't afford Take-Two. You know, they can't. They literally could not afford Take-Two. And it's just like, yeah, there's a lot of PlayStation accounts that are like a little dreamy about some stuff. Like, Xbox leaks are usually pretty good, whether they're good or bad leaks for Xbox, because, you know, Microsoft is like a leaky faucet. It's hilarious, because I was, like, literally told that Xbox was going to be, like, better at keeping their leaks under wrap, and then, you know, we got the court case documents where, like, years of Xbox stuff leaked, and I was just, like, snickering, because I'm like, yeah, they're really keeping those leaks under wrap, aren't they? But yeah, Microsoft is, like, a leaky faucet for leaks. Same with, what is it, Ubisoft is so bad at keeping their stuff under wraps. A lot of the game companies are, but yeah, PlayStation's pretty good. Nintendo's pretty good at keeping leaks under wraps. Aside from their games, you know, fully leaking before they come out. But that's just because of how, you know, Switch games are made and stuff, right? But yeah, it is kind of, to me it's humorous. But a lot of, like, PlayStation rumors are just, like, fanboy hopes and dreams that don't necessarily happen, and then like news sites like running with them just because it's like clickbaity stuff, but then it's like some Twitter user and it's just like they have no credence or like reliability. Because there was, what was it, there was this dude called like Lumberjack or something, I think it was that last year or something, he was doing like leaks about like Take-Two, and I'm like, my grandmother, when she was alive not too long ago, I would make the joke where I'm like, my grandmother has more insider information from me than that Lumberjack guy has. Which is hilarious. And actually pretty true, you know, honestly. But seriously, yeah, it's just like a lot of PlayStation, like, hopeful accounts and stuff. And you can tell that most of them are rubbish. Like, you know, every now and then a leak you don't believe comes out to be true, but... yeah, most of the time, especially Twitter users, they're just... especially now since Twitter, like, incentivizes you to get metrics because they pay, right? People say all kinds of things. And then other people like it and post it around because it fits into their, like, agenda of what they hope things would be. But yeah, no, I could see PlayStation getting that, because they also have, like, an investment, like they own a certain percent of, what is the company called that like owns FromSoft, like Furusoka or something like that, the holdings or something like that, they own a percentage of it, Sony. But yeah, that particular rumor I don't think is correct, and I don't think they're doing anything with Bloodborne, hilariously, because I know it's like, another day, another Bloodborne rumor. But yeah, it is funny, because it is also hilarious, because Bloodborne, I think there's certainly been a lot of demand to see that game like remastered, remade, re-released, And PlayStation's just like, doesn't exist. Forgot about that game. Sony could afford a publisher. No, they couldn't. With like the way that like interest rates and stuff were going, and you know, the cost of buying stuff, Sony could not afford a publisher. Like maybe like a really, really small publisher, but they're not going to. Especially after buying Bungie, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to close Bungie in like a couple of years. I honestly think Bungie might get shuttered in like 2 years. Just the way I was looking at those metrics, and it's like unless they put out something really good with this next, you know, this, I don't know what it's called, the Destiny 2 last whatever, oorah, last excitement DLC. I believe, yeah, if that's not a big hit, and if Marathon isn't looking super promising, I think Sony will shutter Bungie, and after like a failure of a 4 billion, was it 4 billion or something purchase, I think it would be even harder to get shareholders to get behind another acquisition. And yeah, Sony just can't afford it, like honestly, especially like Take-Two, because I'd have to look at the market cap, and I know the companies are a little cheaper because the stock market is like evening out a little bit. Because remember guys, during COVID, the stock value of every company got ridiculously overinflated, and now we're seeing the market correct itself. But like, yeah, because yeah, it's like a, what, at least a 2.5 times multiplier on like buying a company, and it's like, especially Take-Two, PlayStation, just, Sony cannot afford that. They can't. It's just basic math. And what are you going to do, take on a whole bunch of debt and like sink your company doing it? No, you're not going to. Especially a Japanese company. You're not going to do something so dumb and short-sighted like that. I mean, who would spend a whole bunch of company, or a whole bunch of money for a company and then do nothing with them? Disney buying Fox. But like, yeah, nah, they can't afford them. Maybe like a 5 billion. Maybe if they were really pushing at a 10 billion company, but they're not going to. There's more ways than buying than just money. Yeah, there is, but you know, you don't want to fuck your company over. Then you have a situation where it's like, what is it, Warner Brothers, where they're like $45 billion in debt, which is, you know, insurmountable to come over. Barely afford Square Enix. The other thing too is like if you buy a publisher, like you need to be able to prove that they can like be a return on investment, because you're not just gonna buy them to buy them. You need to make money off of that stuff. Who's running out of ideas? Just come up with new ideas. People are so creative, honestly. There's always going to be other cool ideas for all kinds of stuff out there. Quality mode. I really like performance mode in Alan Wake 2. I didn't think it was too bad. But yeah, you get that FSR shimmer going on there. The new Crytek engine. Beautiful looking games that run like garbage. Crytek. Achieved with CryEngine. 40 to 50 FPS with beautiful visuals. That's what Crytek delivers. Yeah. Great content. I know, Flay. Only the best content here. That's what I delivered. Edge of your seat action. Everyone's like, oh, Sky with all this creative content. I'm like, I know. As I did say, guys, we got another Cyberpunk performer interview coming. It looks like. We're just booking. But Rory? Where did everybody go? We had a full match. Why did they all leave me? Makes me sad. Hey, look, it's Napoleon. Oh, no, he changed. It's not Napoleon anymore. But yeah, it's just every day here on the stream. We stream daily if you guys haven't been aware. Always great action here. Edge of your seat action. But yeah, I don't think Sony would make like a dumb decision. I don't think they try to like sink their company buying a publisher. Like even Square Enix right now would be like a pretty risky purchase because their financials aren't like perfect right now. If that makes sense. Let's go. Because yeah, I don't. What did you really? The hot French girl from Phantom Liberty? You know it. If you guys haven't seen my interviews, we got one with Female V from Cyberpunk, one with Songbird from Cyberpunk. Pretty good stuff. But yes, the hot French lady from Cyberpunk. Yeah, we're doing an interview. We're scheduling it right now, but she is game for it, and yeah, doing it to tie in with the 3rd anniversary of Cyberpunk. The graphics, well, it's a native 4K 60. A Call of Duty World at War remaster. I'd love it, but I don't think we'll necessarily see that. As I have said, Xbox is a little bit more open to doing remasters and stuff, I would say, than Activision was. So we're really going to have to wait and see what they do with it. But yeah, you're talking like years down the line. You know, as they've noted, Call of Duty is set till 2028. There's so much development time and effort behind these Call of Duty games that like they're not going to change things until then. So yeah, I would say it's more likely now that we'll see some remasters of older games under the Xbox brand. But I wouldn't expect anything right off the bat if they do. And Xbox has this weird obsession with letting the developers do whatever the hell they want, which is like really hit or miss. But yeah. As I have said many, many times, Xbox needs to open up a studio that sole purpose is remastering and remaking games, kind of like Bluepoint for PlayStation was. But Bluepoint's making their own stuff now, which is cool. Excited to see what they do. But yeah, Xbox, they literally need to open up a studio that just sits there and like remasters and remakes older games. One that like literally its sole job is to do like compilation packages, re-releases, remasters, remakes of older things, you know, from Elder Scrolls to Call of Duty to Activision to Xbox Game Studios. Literally a company that's all they do is a studio that Xbox needs to put together. Because Xbox, they like celebrate their legacy, but they don't upgrade and keep their legacy stuff going, which isn't the best. I mean, hell, you've got PlayStation remastering games that are only a few years old. Gotta hop on that gravy train, right? Where's the remaster of Halo Infinite, guys? That's what I've been waiting for. Did we build this bridge? Come on. Usually I sit on the minigun and my teammates build. We got one guy that's sniping. Only one guy that's building. Yeah. Well, that was the thing. Was like they were remastering some CODs, and then Call of Duty 4 was like, you know, obviously too successful of a remaster, which took away from the new game. But Microsoft is a very different company from Activision, and they're more seeking player counts on Game Pass. Like, they're seeking subscriptions as opposed to strictly numbers, if that makes sense. They're different companies with different goals. Like, my goal, did I do the bit where my goal is to get you to like the stream? I don't know if I did that a few minutes ago or not. If you didn't already like the stream, subscribing and, you know, become a channel member and all that other good stuff. We're building a bridge. God damn it, can I get some support out here, guys? But I am very, very excited tomorrow for the Christmas alpaca photo, guys. Obviously, it's going to be shot. And then we'll enjoy the magic of a new Christmas alpaca photo. I got my new ugly Christmas sweater right here. It's a little different from the other ones, but it should be a good offering. Can somebody come and build this bridge? As I said, I usually sit on the MG turret and just kill all of them, and then my teammates build the bridge, but that, it's not happening this time. I think it's because we don't have enough players in this match. And we got like one guy sniping who's doing a horrible job of sniping because he's not actually killing anyone. What a piss off. Xbox got an incredible deal on Bethesda. Bethesda's been carrying their ass this generation. It's like on PlayStation, what are they called? Insomniac is carrying PlayStation this gen, which is probably one of the greatest gaming deals ever, was PlayStation buying Insomniac. Like, ever. But no, Xbox, they got a hell of a deal with Bethesda. Could you imagine how bad the Xbox lineup would be right now if they didn't buy Bethesda? Like, just imagine how bad it would have been. Like, what would have been this year? Starfield, or no, actually, yeah, no, Starfield wouldn't have been. So it would have been like Forza. That was. Did they release anything from the first party other than like Bethesda games? Was it literally just Forza they released this year? No way. Okay, Age of Empires 2, 4, and Forza would have been all Xbox released this year. If they didn't own Bethesda. Oh, what a massacre that would have been. Because they're already struggling to sell consoles. Could you imagine adding on the fact that they had like literally no games except for like legacy titles? God, that would have looked bad. 24 million? Xbox is at 22 million, I believe. Maybe 23 million. I don't think the Black Friday deals were very good from Xbox either, and I think PlayStation's gonna have pushed a hell of a lot more consoles. Like, Xbox maybe has 24 million sales, but yeah, PlayStation is smoking Xbox in console hardware sale. Like, it's not even comparable. It's as bad as it was last gen. Xbox really just pissed away their lead. just embarrassingly pissed away their lead this gen. Like, they were strong out the gate, because, you know, they were actually able to get components and sell their consoles, but yeah, they really dropped the bomb. Honestly, they did. I almost sold an Xbox to some old guy today at the Costco. There's like an old guy looking at the Series X. He's like, I wonder what this is, and I was like, I'm like, it's a pretty good console. He's like, how is it? Is it like what's the difference between this and the S? And I'm like, it looks better, performs better. It comes with Diablo, and he's like, what's Diablo? I'm like, you kill demons. And then him and his wife were kind of laughing about it, but I was just like, yeah, I was kind of getting a good chuckle out of that today. I don't think I sold him on it, but that was kind of funny. Yeah, because those Xboxes at the Costco just do not look like they're moving. Whereas like the PlayStations, they like vanish from Costco. Every time I'm in, as soon as I see one, it like vanishes. Oh, I love Starfield. Yeah, no Hi-Fi Rush, no Starfield, no Ghostwire Tokyo, no Quake. Yeah, Xbox would have had a bare bones year this year again if it wasn't for Bethesda. So Bethesda is literally carrying the Xbox brand this gen. I don't know if Xbox is ever gonna release games. I really don't, like, they've owned all those studios for like over 5 years now. They've just not really gotten anything out of it still. I don't know if Phil Spencer really knows what he's doing at Xbox. I know they keep buying companies, but like we're still not seeing anything from it. It's just delays and delays and delays. Next year will be really good. It's his favorite saying. Phil Spencer, the next year guy. And yet people just like really seem to love the dude, and it's like, I don't really get it, because it's like, you know, he doesn't really actually deliver on what he says ever. I really like, I think it's just because he plays video games that people really like that, which I don't quite get why you love somebody running a company just because they play games like you do. Like, there's billions of people out there that play video games, and it's like, doesn't make them better at like business necessarily, you know.
2 minutes until our reinforcements get here.
Yeah. Nintendo Switch sales? Oh, 140 million or something like that. Yeah, I think it's like, yeah, past the PS4 in sales, so yeah. That was a weird sound. Anyways, and so that's where, again, I go to that thing where it's kind of like, oh, you got Phil Spencer up there like 6 months ago being like, we're going to be third forever. We lost the worst gen. And then I'm like, the Wii U sold like, what, 20 million? Like under 20 million consoles? And then their next console sold like 140 something million consoles? If Nintendo can go from selling 20 million consoles to 140 million consoles, and they don't even have like every single franchise that I loved and grew up with under their belt, it's like I know Mario is like a big deal. I know they've got lots of great games and IP under their stable, but like, I really don't get his excuses anymore. It's just weird. Honestly, it's very, very strange to me. It's like excuse after excuse, and it's like, I just don't think they're like, either maybe they need like a new marketing team or something, but like, pretty pitiful, isn't it? As again, we go back to this rant and discussion over and over again. Like, the Xbox One had more sales than the Series X and the S together at this point. And I'm pretty sure we all thought that the Xbox One was like a colossal failure, right? Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Redfall. Yeah. Xbox stopped giving... They still give me stuff. I got Forza from them. I mean, like, honestly, I'm just... As always, it's factual information. When Xbox was doing really well at the beginning of the generation, I said that. They were doing really, really well. They got a lot of potential set up. And then they stopped doing as well. And so the discussion changes. I mean, it doesn't help that they didn't provide Starfield and Redfall early, but I had Forza early. You know, they sent me, like, was it the baseball jersey in August or whatever, and yeah, it's not like they stopped sending me things. They didn't send me what I needed or what I wanted, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't undercut the very factual dialogue I'm presenting to you just because of that at all. I mean, it's factual that Xbox is getting absolutely smoked this gen. Again. Just like they got absolutely smoked last gen. It's just literal factual information. Like, you know, I'm not crazy. Am I like 22 confirmed million console sales versus like 46 million sales? That's over 2 to 1. Last gen was what, 140 million PS4s versus 60 million Xbox Ones? That's getting smoked, like, right? Like, you know, that's not good. Like, am I crazy? Starfield? Starfield's not the most returned game ever. Get the fuck out of here. I don't like those, like, I've seen, what was it? There was an article from, like, PC Gamer today where they're like, trouble for Starfield because players aren't playing it. I'm like, it's a single-player game that people put, like, dozens of hours into. It's not like a multiplayer game. That was, like, the dumbest dialogue I've ever seen today. Like, I really do dislike the media bias against Xbox. There's no Xbox tax. I'm not going into that, guys. That's not a thing. But there definitely, as I've always said, there is a media bias against Xbox for sure. But, like, that thing from, like, freaking PC Gamer where they're like, trouble for like a single-player game dipping out for player numbers, like, literally, like, a couple months after launch. Yeah, no duh. No duh people are gonna stop playing it. It's a single-player game. It'd actually be weird if they kept growing in player numbers. Because that's how single player works. You go in, you play it, and then you finish. And then maybe if you really, really loved it, you go back and play it again later on. That's literally single player. Like, if it was like Call of Duty where it was like dipping in player numbers, you'd be like, oh, maybe that's troubling. But like, a single player game, that's a very natural thing. Like a supernatural thing for that to happen. It's a dumb article. Oh, I'm definitely salty about Xbox. But you don't discredit what I'm saying because it's actual factual information. You know, I've kind of niched myself to a degree to covering Xbox stuff, and it's like, it's not good when it doesn't sell well, because then there's less people watching my videos. I don't like that. I want Xbox to do well. It's also why I'm looking to pivot to doing other stuff, is because because they're not doing well enough. bad for business. I mean, that is logical to people, right? You could follow that logic.
Failed. The enemy destroyed our flag guns. Now their aircraft
Portal.
will bomb
Portal
our
is
forces.
selling really well. No tax. There isn't a tax. That's such a dumb concept. I definitely believe there's like a bias, you know, against Xbox, but not to the degree that there'd be like a tax. It's not like they play a game and they're like, it's an Xbox exclusive. 10%. Sorry, that's such a stupid idea. Yeah. VR Portal, yeah, they don't need any of that stuff. These troll accounts are really bad. Honestly, they're just kind of like sad. Horizon Forbidden West, I really like that one. It's a great sequel. I like the Horizon games. Alloy's a great character. I wouldn't, guys, I also wouldn't let the troll bother you too much in the chat. I mean, ideally, you would buy all the platforms that you can afford so that you can play more games. I don't know. That would be the ideal situation. I think Xbox has kind of made it less like of a necessary thing to buy an Xbox because it's on PC as well, but that just opens it up to more players to play, you know, more games. You got to dip into that PC talent pool and PC player base to make money, right? Because at the end of the day, they're businesses. Xbox is looking a little bit beyond consoles because they're not very good at selling consoles, whereas PlayStation is gripping onto consoles because, you know, that's where they make their money. Nintendo's doing their own thing, which sometimes works really well and sometimes doesn't. We'll see if they can break the trend, because like Nintendo stuff, as we saw from, you know, the documents from the Xbox Activision court case or whatever, you know, Nintendo consoles, they go really, really bad, really, really high, really, really bad, really, really high, because it's like the GameCube, really bad sales, then the Wii, really, really high, the Wii U, really, really low, Nintendo Switch, really, really high. So technically, if the trends continue, the next Nintendo console should be really, really low. But I think I think that one's going to be successful. At least I'm banking on it too. And again, guys, we could go back to this. Like, the console market is a stagnating market, right? Like, they still haven't been able to hit the marks of consoles that sold like 20 years ago. It's a dying industry, console gaming. People do realize that, right? Like, you're not going to have these kind of things forever unless they start, like, selling more. Bill Gates. It was fun when Bill Gates would, like, bring out Xboxes. I miss those days. I'm gonna put this guy in timeout. I don't like trolling to that degree. At least come up with something creative. Yeah, you should be trying to play all the games you can play. Anyways, a little bit of a timeout for that. It's just silly trolling without any sort of context or, like, information or facts or anything. It's just boring. Like, at least try a little bit harder on the trolling kind of thing, right? Ugh. Alright, we got that one done. I do love this game mode. Man, they should have done more with this in Modern Warfare 3 too. I can't believe they only released, like, this game mode with a single map in that one. What a piss off. Cover mobile games. Oh, mobile games are like a really huge thing. I really sparingly choose mobile games to cover though. I do regret not doing like a mobile games focus channel at some point. Like, I always wanted to do like a split off channel that just does like mobile games and just does lots of little videos of them. But I don't have time for that. Like, that would be way too much of an effort. But yeah, I do occasionally do mobile games. And I don't know if you've seen them, but the ones I do cover typically do pretty like well. There was this one fantasy one or something. I think it was like 50k views or something. But yeah, for mobile, I just very sparingly pick and choose which ones I cover. It's a very different market, but a lot more people in it. Like, mobile gaming is massive. But I don't find the gaming as interesting, too. Like, I do enjoy the console gaming, that's why I spend so much time doing it. I could do more PC gaming if I wanted to, but that's, you know, a totally different thing. It's not like I necessarily want the console market to disappear. I'm just saying it is a stagnating market. Again, looking at, like, taking away any emotional element out of it, it's just like a factual thing based on the sales numbers. It won't disappear, I don't think, anytime soon, but it's just kind of, you can follow the trends, and unless there's a trend where all of a sudden there's more of a desire for consoles, you're going to see it, like, go lower and lower, because the people that do come out to buy consoles, you know, they're going to get older and older and older, and eventually die, and then the market disappears, right? Because obviously it's not a healthy market attracting new people to buy more and more and more. Mobile phones are kind of in that situation where they're stagnating to a degree. They're still selling, like, hundreds of millions of units, which is amazing. Could you imagine if there was people buying like hundreds of millions of like PlayStations and Xboxes? You know how many people there'd be to like watch videos on stuff? It'd be so exponentially high. But it's just not the case, right? Phones though, they're in a situation where it's kind of like your phone's really good, your phone costs a lot of money, there's no need to upgrade for years and years and years nowadays, unless you're like super hardcore about it. So that's kind of where they're at for phones, and that's why people aren't buying them as much, and it's kind of like it's gotten saturated. TVs had a similar thing. I don't know if you've noticed that, but the TV market is super saturated. That's why they started to release larger and larger models to try to get people to buy them now. And they've also tried to do more creative things, like was it Samsung? Is it Samsung? But yeah, Samsung, they do like the Seraph and stuff. Like they do like furniture type TVs, and now they're trying to do outdoor TVs, and now they're pushing into monitors because that's an emerging market, and screens. But like, you know, when I was younger, it's like you had one, maybe two TVs in your house. And now you've got like a TV in every single room because they're dirt cheap. And it's like, it's a saturated market. So you got to come up with creative new ways to do stuff. Whereas like console gaming is not like a growth market. I wish it was. I really do. Seriously. And I also wish you guys would like the stream. Subscribing's great, donation's cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Channel member gifting, the Patreon option, and the Discord for stream alerts, chat, and great times. There's also the Amazon store affiliate link, if you're into that kind of thing. And also it's like Black Friday, so, you know, use the link if you're grabbing anything. But, one thing that does bother me is they talk about, like, gaming revenue and stuff, but very rarely do they include the gaming revenue of like Apple and Google in that discussion, because Google and Apple, they're not even like making games, but they're printing money in gaming because their stores take that 30% chunk, and they're making like billions off of gaming, and they're not even publishers like Google was with Stadia for like a short, how long were they, like they had first party for like what, a year or something like that? But you know, it's not like there's Apple first-party game developers, right? Like, yeah, but yet these two companies are making just billions, but they don't include that in the stats for like a lot of the revenue tracking for gaming revenue. But you know, for games, they're making billions of dollars, and it's just not tracked at all. Well, it is tracked, but not in like the conversations that people have about gaming companies and revenue. They just think of it from, that's a lot of stuff. It's like you gotta think beyond the console market. Like most people that chat in here and chat on stuff, they only talk about it or talk about gaming from a console perspective. But you know, there's the PC market, there's mobile, you know, there's like console gaming is kind of a really small piece of the puzzle. There's a lot more to it. And more people game every year, which is great. It's a growing market. Kojima will make an announcement? Well, you know, there's a G off there. It's him and his buddy Kojima, always buddy. I could see like a Death Stranding 2 like trailer at the Game Awards. I could see that. Yeah, no, probably. Yeah, I could see a game. He always used to show Death Stranding at the Game Awards with those weird-ass trailers that I could never understand. Death Stranding was like one of the weirdest marketed games I've ever seen. Like, I literally had no goddamn idea what that game was going to be until I played it. And I did not like it. Yeah, I did not enjoy Death Stranding.
Charges on those guns.
I'm not looking forward to the 30 hours I'll have to spend reviewing the second one either. I'm gonna hate it. Kojima's game. So yeah, for the Kojima game, what happened is, what was it called? Overdose or something? Anyways, I think it was it Project Overdose or was that a different game? So what that one was that was a project, and again, this might be like a different thing or something, but from what I understand, the Kojima game was originally a game that was supposed to be pitched to like Google Stadia. And either they said no, or Stadia kind of stopped doing, stopped existing as a publisher.
Hold them back. Got him.
And so then Kojima went and pitched it to PlayStation. PlayStation said no. And then Xbox said yes. And that's why Kojima is working with Xbox on that one. And it's supposed to be a cloud gaming
Push them out.
interactive kind of, I think was it episodic or something kind of game? Like it's supposed to be like a really different, from what I was reading, it's supposed to be kind of like what Remedy does, where it's a blend of like mediums, but it's delivered through the cloud.
Bomb detonated.
So we're gonna have to wait and see what the hell that is. But basically, everyone was like, no, we don't want to fund this, we don't think it's gonna make money, and Xbox was like, sure, we'd love to work with you. And that's where we're at. It's kind of like, in the movie industry, where you got Scorsese being like, oh, I want to make Killers of the Flower Moon, and Paramount looking at it and being like, we'd make no money making this, we don't want to do it. And then Apple being like, we need prestige stuff, we'll pay for this. And then Paramount was right, because Killers of the Flower Moon was a bomb, right? Like theatrically. But Apple doesn't. Well, Apple kind of cares, but they don't really care, right? Because it's prestige in the industry and building a name for themselves. Same with, what the hell was that? The other one. Napoleon there with Ridley Scott, where it's like none of the traditional groups. So is it Sony is the production one behind that? Like Sony was like, oh, there's no money in this, and then Apple was like, well, we'll make it, for the prestige and stuff. It's kind of like that, but Xbox with Kojima trying to be like, oh, he wants to work with us. Here, have some money, and it's just kind of like a funded thing. What's cracking? Well, the Kraken's gone, so I'm just kind of doing this stuff. Yeah, Alan Wake 2 is really good. Baldur's Gate 2 is great. Spider-Man 2 I don't really think of as like a game of the year kind of game, honestly. Like, it was great. I liked it. Like, I loved it. I don't know. Game of the year for that one, I'm just not entirely sure. As I said, I'm pretty sure Baldur's Gate's gonna sweep the floor with it, but like, yeah, I don't know. Game of the year for Spider-Man 2, I don't know if I was quite vibing with it to that level. I do think it's a really, really great game, obviously, as I said in my review, but I was a little disappointed that Diablo didn't get a Game of the Year nod. I think that one probably should have, honestly. Like, I know I think there was later updates that people kind of complained about, but like from the launch and stuff, yeah, I think Diablo should have been Game of the Year, at least nomination caliber. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is Microsoft. I've mentioned this, I think, quite a few times. Xbox is like an ecosystem. They're thinking beyond consoles, right? Cloud, PC, blah, blah, blah. But in the now, they're selling consoles. And in the now, they're not doing a very good job of selling consoles. And it's like, sure, they're going to be really positioned super well for the cloud era, or they're going to be positioned really well for like a time without consoles, or, as like a publisher, they're going to make lots of money off of COD, like their revenue and stuff. Like, it's going to print money owning. Like, they bought Activision to double the gaming department. It's going to be possibly, we'll have to see the fiscal reports. Like, gaming very well could be like the third biggest part of Microsoft going forward, which means you'll get an increased budget, increased support, increased advertising. It's going to be great for Xbox for support from Microsoft when they become a major pillar of the company. But like, again, we're at a time where right now Xbox exists as a console, mostly, like primarily, and it needs to do a better job of actually getting consoles out the door. Like, they're factually getting sold over 2 to 1. that's not good, you know, especially to your direct competitor. Dude, I am dying a lot trying to get this freaking position. Like, we haven't even planned on this. I don't think we're gonna get this. Like, I'm throwing my body at it, but we're not even getting close to that area. Like, is the rest of my team just sniping or something? Like, where is everybody? They're just, like, all sitting back. Like, we can't win if we're not planting the bomb. Like, what the hell are these guys doing? Yeah, they're just, there's, like, what, 40 of them sniping? We need to plant the bomb, you idiots. Like, damn, dude, man. I'm trying to win a game here.
Failed to take out the artillery. Our forces will have to pull back. We can't take the beachhead.
Oh yeah, gaming is supposed to be like 3 or 4 billion people over the next few years. Gaming actually grew a ton over COVID because, you know, people didn't have anything to do. So it actually accelerated the gaming market by about 5 years. And yeah, it's just going to grow exponentially, especially as younger people who grew up as people that play games get older and older and older, and new people come in, new generations, they'll just be used to gaming. It's a very growing industry overall. It's just the console part of it isn't growing, it's just stagnating. But as I said, it would be amazing if out of somewhere people all just wanted consoles and they sold hundreds of millions. That would be amazing. Seriously. I'd love it. Sure, Xbox would love it, PlayStation would love it, Nintendo would love it. But it's just like they're not, you know? Like basically the roof for like one of the best-selling consoles we can do is like 150 million units. That's as high as it gets, and it takes like 8 years to achieve that. And that's not a healthy like growing market, right? Whereas phones, they do like hundreds of millions of units every single year. That's an incredible market, and even that is considered stagnating because they're not selling as many hundreds of millions every year. Yeah, consoles are a bit of a slow burn, but people are buying consoles faster and faster than they ever have. You know, the Xbox One and the PS4 era, people were buying the consoles faster and faster. Same with the Series X, S, and PS5 era, people were buying the consoles faster and faster. It's just about attracting new people to buy the consoles is the biggest issue. Like, I hope I'm kind of conveying that correctly to you guys. Affordable. Well, that was their goal with the Series S, was to provide a really dirt cheap, affordable console to fuel Game Pass. And you know, you can look at it and be like, well, Xbox, their future is Game Pass, and it's like, yes, it is. But you have to sell consoles in order to sell Game Pass subscriptions. Like in Europe for October, console sales for Xbox were down 52%. For PlayStation, they were up, I think it was 141%, but that's because PlayStation, they weren't having like consoles to sell due to component shortages, blah, 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 blah. But like, we're only 3 years into a generation. You should be selling more and more consoles, right? And to be down 52%, that's not good. Especially if Game Pass is your play. And you know, you got Phil Spencer being like, oh, we've tapped out, you know, the users that'll get Game Pass on like console. And it's like, well, yeah, because you're not selling more consoles to people. That's why your Game Pass numbers should grow exponentially with X amount of consoles sold. It's kind of like a peripheral, like a VR headset. The more consoles out there, the more number of people that could buy your peripheral. Sort of like the Kinect with the 360. The 360 was huge, right? And they sold a ton of Kinects because there was that attachment rate. Yeah. Losing. Oh, it's a lost leader. People also don't get that too. Like, you do know, like, the whole point of like subscription stuff at the beginning is you do what's called loss leading, and then over time you make money as you slowly increase the prices. It's the same with like Disney Plus and all those other streaming services. Like Netflix has been like losing money for years, but you know, you're growing your market share and you're building up an audience. That's the whole point of it. It also depends on how you look at Game Pass for profitability. Because it's like, you know, if you include the acquisitions you had to do to get to that point, you know, obviously that's, you know, billions and billions and billions, right? Yeah, Yeah, some people just have like multiple accounts to kind of troll with. I just wish like people that trolled were a little bit more creative. LG TVs, you're not buying a console anymore? Yeah, like I wish the cloud gaming was more like up to stuff for technology. Like it's getting there. A lot of people refuse the concept that eventually you'll just like stream everything, but like I think if you look at music and movies, how it's basically you just stream everything now, eventually games will get there. It's just the internet bandwidth isn't good enough. But we will get there, I would assume, at some point. And it'll become more and more common that people just like stream games. What the freaking hell happened to that dude? That was weird. I'm actually surprised LG doesn't. I thought did they start integrating cloud? No, it might be that Xbox has like a. I know they have a Samsung partnership, but I don't know if that excludes LG. I do think it's funny though, like TV'd recently acknowledged that I have a Series X. It took like 3 years. I kept thinking I had an Xbox One, which was funny. Now it actually says Series XS, which is hilarious. It knows.
Defend the bunkers.
There's just that one guy in the chat just keeps like hating on the Xbox. It's just like, if you're trolling, at least have like interesting stuff, you know, like interesting discussion points. It just kind of gets like boring. What was the phrase I like to usually say? Like troll harder, you know? Troll more creatively.
Our bunker has fallen. Protect the final bunker. 1 minute left.
Because I at least try to have like a nuanced like thought between different things. And some people just like, oh, I hate this and I hate that. It's like, yeah, but you know. It is what it is. I do love talking about the market though. I definitely, industry-wise, I find it so fascinating. Because there's so much that's always changing. Every like week it's something new and different. I almost miss the long-ass acquisition process of Xbox buying Activision Blizzard because it was so interesting to like follow. Because we talked about like every day for like years, well, what, couple years basically? And I know people will definitely not like it, but the idea of like Xbox attempting to buy Nintendo would be like, would fuel years of discussion probably for the lengthy ass court case that would be across the world. It would be fascinating to cover. Like absolutely fascinating. News like every day. I mean, I don't really usually ban people from the chat unless they're saying like really messed up things, if that makes sense. And even then I usually give people a lot of chances. Because it's like, yeah, you can say all kinds of stupid stuff, but as long as it's not like bad stupid stuff, I'm kind of just like, you just kind of ignore people that act like it. And it's like, so what? This guy says, you know, all kinds of weird things, like not in favor necessarily of the Xbox, but it's like, you know, just ignore it. Maybe a little timeout here or there, but yeah, for me, ban-worthy is usually when people are saying like messed up stuff. We've had a few people we've had to ban, and usually I even give people a lot of chances. I really do. I try for others. Game Pass? I actually, like, when Game Pass first came out, I didn't really get the point of it, because I'm like, I already own all these games. But over time, it's a pretty essential part of your Xbox, and like, it pays for itself if you were to buy a couple Xbox exclusives each year. Ah, god damn it, the lobby's dying again. Come on, guys. I hate how much it fluctuates in war mode. I really dislike it. It's like, just play and stay and play, guys. I want to keep playing war. Oh, we're down to like Are people leaving and coming back because they're trying to find other lobbies? You do know there's not going to be like a dozen lobbies of this game, right? Although, as I said earlier, I'm a little worried about future streaming of this one until it ends up on Game Pass, because like the lobbies are definitely getting smaller and smaller for this one. Kind of like Battlefield Hardline this year, where we had to cut that one off because it's just like there's not enough people playing it, even on popular nights. This one is sadly getting to that point. And I really like this Call of Duty. I really like playing this one.
The enemy until reinforcements arrive and protect our flag guns. That battery will keep enemy bombers out of the skies.
I love Rise of Kong. Monsters! Monsters! I love Rise of Kong. How could you say such a thing? I'm usually pretty open for people's opinions as long as they're not like, again, like bad stuff. Like, you guys should know what I'm talking about. Like, I guess bad actors would be a good way to put it, but yeah. I also love when people like the stream. Subscribing's great, donations cool. Consider becoming a channel member. Channel member gifting, the Patreon option, and the Discord for stream alerts, chatter, and great times. There's also the Amazon store affiliate link, if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm really hoping this fills up. I like this map too, and it's just like I need more players. We might have to go and play a little bit of Shipment or something like that in this one. What do I think of the PS Portal? I don't really get that one. I understand it's selling really well, but I genuinely don't understand it. Like, I was reading some of the PS5 subreddit stuff. Like, I'm kind of like, again, I'm like done with Reddit, but like, occasionally I go and look at stuff because they have like good information for things. But I was really like, I was on there trying to like read about, because obviously that's going to be the more hardcore fans. I was trying to read about like what people really like about the PS Portal, because I don't get it. Because it's like, it's a device to me that would be useless because you have to have like Wi-Fi and like I literally do not understand the PS Portal or why anyone would specifically want that. Because it's like, it's not like you'd be on like on the go and stuff with it. I wouldn't buy a PS Portal. I mean, maybe it's a cool device, but I genuinely don't understand the desire for that kind of thing. Like, it's just like, it's a bit of a head scratcher for me. And I mean, it is, I guess it's like selling out, but I don't know if that's just like scalpers, like just scalping it to try to make money off of it, but like, I really don't get it. I really don't. I just, to me, it's a complete head scratcher, that sort of thing. But you know, if people want it and there's a market demand for it, obviously there's something that's desirable about it, right? Gotta refresh the merge. I just haven't had time, Caleb.
2 minutes until our reinforcements get here.
Derails the chat. I don't know. It's good to have chat going on, and it's just like, I don't know if it disrupts people that much. Because I am fine with discussion, but yeah, that's where I'm like kind of time out a little bit occasionally, where I'm just kind of like tired of a discussion going on and on. But yeah, banning for me is usually like bad stuff is said. Sony milking the fan base. Yeah, a little bit. Which upcoming game am I looking forward to? Avatar. I'm very curious to see how Avatar is. Because obviously that's, you know, coming out pretty soon here, and if you didn't see it, I have gameplay of Avatar on the channel, like 40 minutes of it. I might release another little video showing off a bit more of it, because it's been doing pretty well, that video, but like, yeah, that one I'm curious, because it's like, part of me is sitting there being like, oh, it's probably just going to be the same Ubisoft stuff, and part of me is also going like, I really liked what I played, and that game is like super promising if they do it right, and when it comes out it's really good. So like, yeah, that one I'm kind of looking forward to now, because I think review-wise it should be pretty soon. Like, I was talking with my Ubisoft rep, and I'm like, the feeling I was getting is it should be pretty soon that I get to have my hands on that game. I won't be able to talk about it probably because, you know, embargoes and stuff, but yeah, from what I played, like, I'm literally kind of delaying my top 10 games of the year list just to kind of see how that one shapes up. Because as I've mentioned, I have zero, like, I don't care at all about the universe of Avatar, like, film-wise, but the game really did actually kind of impress me.
Command post is under attack.
So I'm curious to see if the full game is as interesting
Kill
as
the
that.
enemies in the command post.
Who
Enemy
knows,
captured
right?
our command post, but the
So I played
battle
like
isn't over
4
yet.
hours of it, or something like that.
Stop the enemy from rebuilding the bridge we destroyed. If they succeed,
I think it was like
their
4
time will
hours, yeah.
advance. They're building a bridge.
But it was mostly like specific stuff and gave you an idea of things, but it didn't really give you like a full idea of like the structuring and that. But I was very impressed with like the visuals and the design. It was really cool looking. As I said, got a whole video that shows it off. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, is like Avatar actually might be pretty good, and it feels kind of Far Cry-esque, but it's, you know, it is doing its own thing, so we'll have to wait and see. Crimson Desert? Yeah, that one is intriguing, but we don't really, do we have like a hard set date on that one or anything?
Stop the enemy from building that bridge.
Bungie is definitely not making a new Killzone. The Killzone franchise is like really dead. I don't know why people keep thinking there's gonna be a new one for that. Bungie, they're working on the last Destiny, which
The enemy is building a bridge.
hopefully does well, or I think that company, again, I'm pretty sure Bungie might get like shuttered within like 2 years. They're doing that, and they're working on the reboot of, I guess it's more of a reimagining of Marathon as an extraction shooter, which apparently the rumors are saying it's not looking too good. And I believe their other project got cancelled or something. It was supposed to be like a Myth remake or something like that, or a Myth reimagining. So, yeah. I think Bungie might not exist in a couple years, depending on how that Destiny expansion pack goes, honestly.
They're building a bridge. 2 minutes until our reinforcements get here.
Yeah.
The enemy is building a bridge.
Oh, anyways, yeah, so the merch stuff, it's just like, it's pretty, like, low on my priorities list, Caleb, but it is something where it is on the back of my mind that I do need
The
to,
bridge is being built.
as you say, refresh things. I just haven't had time. When I get a little bit of ahead of all my work again, I will spend some time doing that.
That bridge must not be built.
There is more merch on the like actual store. Like it just doesn't show everything on YouTube because it's like the connection between YouTube and like the merch thing is like really buggy, if that makes sense. Like it's like, I think today I was looking and it was like showing like 2 shirt options, and I'm like, well, there's a lot more than that. And yeah, it's something where I literally need to set aside a few hours to kind of sit there and like re-go through everything and stuff like that. It's just a time thing, and I don't have time. Walking Dead Destinies. Well, Alan Wake, I don't think they thought it would make money doing the physical version. That's why they went digital. You're gonna see more and more game companies go to digital only. Like, this is just the beginning of it. As I said, I'm not even sure the next-gen consoles in 2028 will even have a disc tray. I'm almost confident they won't. Like, they might have a disc tray. I mean, hell, like, PlayStation right now is literally testing with their PlayStation Slim whether or not a disc tray is even something they need. They're literally, I'm not even kidding, they're gonna look at the numbers and they're gonna be like, how many of our people actually went and bought, like, a disc tray or something? And they'll use that number to determine whether or not they need to do one.
Enemy built their bridge, but keep fighting.
The Halo TV show? Hey, you keep Master Chief's rear end out of this.
If it's destroyed, lose the ammo for our flank guns.
But yeah, I kind of want to play Walking Dead, like, or Destinies or whatever, because I've heard it's so awful, but like, yeah, I don't really want to buy that at all and support that. As I said, it was pretty funny, because I asked my contact, and they're just like, we're not doing codes for this game, wink wink, and I was just like, fuck. That's funny. Yeah. Haven't I been through enough on bad games this year, guys? Like, I streamed Gollum for you. I streamed Kong for you. What more do you want out of me? Just like emotional distress all year long? Haven't I suffered enough? Must my punishment be more severe?
Don't let them destroy the
I'm
ammunition.
surprised that guy didn't burn. Like, I love the idea of, you know, physical still being something people can enjoy, but like, it's just... It's very clear that the market is pushing in that direction. People get really mad when you say that, but like, to me, it's very clear. Where again, like, last year, 90% of like game sales were digital. Like,
Reinforcements are coming to
yeah, it's
protect
gonna
the
dwindle
ammo
even
supply.
more year on year on year until it's like 99% or something. I think it'll kind of end up sort of like vinyl, where it's more of a niche kind of thing, but maybe even not even vinyl, because you won't even have like a disc tray to actually play this stuff in. Wouldn't that be funny if it was sort of Xbox didn't even sell, or Xbox or PlayStation didn't even sell a disc tray, but like they allowed third-party manufacturers to come in and release a disc tray you could buy to play some games? That would be intriguing. But the other thing is, I don't know how much money there would be in that either. That'd be very niche. Yeah, that one's a hard one to say, but I would say eventually it'll just be digital only, and then they'll do like collector's editions, and there'll be physical stuff, but
Save the
yeah.
ammo supply.
I can't see discs being supported that much longer for like gaming, especially on console.
They planted a bomb on our ammo supply.
Because on PC, I wouldn't even dream of getting like a physical copy. My last, I don't even know where you'd actually buy like a disc tray anymore. I don't even know if the local, like we use Memory Express here, like I don't even know if they sell disc trays. Because my last 3 PCs have not had a disc tray.
Deactivate the bomb.
I'd actually be more likely to put in like a floppy disk like tray for the lulz than I would be to, like, I don't even, you know what, my computer case isn't even designed
Disarm the bomb.
to have an actual disc tray. There's no like actual physical space that I could put that onto my
We deactivate
into my
the bomb.
PC build, which is kind of funny. It's like consoles are just like lagging behind.
30 seconds
It's all about the
left.
disc case. New Gears? Yeah, the new Gears should be coming down the line. Another Redfall stream? I don't want another... I don't want to do another Redfall stream.
Deactivate
Wasn't the
bomb.
last one like punishment enough? Wasn't the first Redfall stream punishment enough for me? Want like more of them? Ugh.
Quickly,
This is like one of the
disarm bomb.
first streams I've had where people are actually like in favor of just going all digital. That's fascinating.
Remove the bomb.
Because yeah, usually people get like pissed when I talk about it just being like, it's gonna be all digital, guys. It's like, unless there's like a major random resurgence of love for physical stuff, it's just not happening.
Enemies have destroyed our ammo supply, but the
Like,
battle is far from
The
over.
last physical disc I got for like a game was Lego Dimensions, but that's because it
The enemy
came
tank is advancing.
with the physical product. Like that was the only way to get Lego Dimensions, was like physically with the, you know, you bought the pack with the Lego figures and it came with a disc in it. Would have been better if it actually came with a code. I would have actually preferred that over a disc in that thing.
Kill the soldiers around
So I won't be able to play that via backwards compatibility someday. Kind of hope they maybe, I doubt Warner Brothers would do that, but it would be great if they could offer Lego Dimensions as like a digital purchase, because you can't buy it digitally, I don't believe.
The tank is backing up.
Yeah, the value of Lego Dimensions was also always the minifigs. It was never the actual game. Although the game was fun, I did enjoy that game quite a bit. Yeah, it's just sort of like, and then before that, it would have been
Their tank is
physical
advancing.
disc, probably The Evil Within. Oh no, a PlayStation. I bought
The enemy tank is advancing.
God of War. The God of War 2016, I bought that physically so that I could sell it. Like I bought it, finished it over the weekend, and then sold it for like 10 bucks
Tank is
off
pulling back. Kill
so
the
that I could like
soldiers around
review
that
it.
tank.
I think that was the last physical game I bought.
Tank is
It
backing
was
up.
just so I could sell it right away. But I don't think I'd buy a physical game again. It wouldn't really make sense to me at all. And before that, it would be, I think, The Evil Within was the physical one I bought before that.
Reloading! Keep 'em busy!
I was so into Redfall last time. Ugh,
Until
God, I
our
hate Redfall.
reinforcements get here. Don't let them destroy
My
our
opinion
flank
about digital. Well, it's not. It's more like, again, it's kind of a factual realm where it's, you know, leaning in that direction. You know, like 90%. It's, I don't know. It's, yeah, people usually get really mad where I'm just like, that's literally where it's headed. I guess it's more of analysis of it, but you know, I'm pretty confident I'll be right on the all
Hammer the
digital thing.
infantry near that tank.
Pretty highly confident about that. Yeah, for TV.
Tank is on the move.
Yeah, I mean, like, movies and stuff are basically, like, I don't even know where you would buy, like, a 4K Blu-ray player outside of your console now. Hell, like, even, like, Best Buy isn't going to be selling movies digitally, or
Tank
physically.
is retreating.
It's just, it's kind of the end of that sort of physical media, honestly.
1 minute left.
It's just consumer trends and how people want to access stuff. Ooh, that was gruesome. I always loved how gruesome this game was. The PPSH. It's a great gun.
Lay fire on the infantry by the tank.
Do I have Baldur's Gate 3? Not at the moment, no. Kinda waiting for that Xbox release of it so I can cover it. But
30 seconds.
as I said, I've got my sister grinding away on that game. Well, actually not really, but she's played... I can't remember what it was. Last time she's like, I played like 90 hours of it. And I'm like, okay, well you could probably review it at that point. So we're probably going to do a rush review. I'm going to have her drop by and
Their tank is
I'll get
pulling
footage
back.
of it on the Series X, talk about how it runs performance-wise, and then just have her do the review chatter about the story and all that.
Tank is backing up.
And then we'll start streaming it and blah blah
We've
blah.
won.
Yeah.
We held the enemy forces long enough for reinforcements.
Switching accounts to agree with himself. It's funny. Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is a lot of fun. I liked Final Fantasy 16. It just wasn't too popular for streaming on the account, which was kind of funny.
Our mission is to destroy a
Spider-Man.
battery of AA guns that's shooting down our bombers. But we have to push through enemy territory and take out those guns before...
Yeah, I can't believe that's already out of the way. It's like a blur when you cover games as fast as I do. It's just like literally a blur. You play something over a few days and it's just gone. Man, I grinded out a lot of big titles this year. Takes an emotional toll on you. If you have like multiple accounts, are you just like talking with yourself at that point? Like, it would almost be sad. It's like, I need someone to back up my own opinion, and then you like bring yourself in to support yourself. That is a really good spot there. I always think this mode was sort of almost underloved. It's such a neat concept. Ah, come on. We need to throw some bodies in there. Man, I'm just getting so hyped up about the alpaca. Like, I can't believe it's already been a year since I did the alpaca. So it's like, it is amazing how fast time flies. And I did a lot of stuff this year too. Like, it was a dense year of doing things. Spider-Man was one and done. I mean, that's most single player games, right? You go in, you finish them, and you move on. That's just how it works. As we were saying earlier with like those Dooms articles against Starfield where they're like, it's in trouble, player numbers are dropping, and it's like, well, yeah, it's a single player game. You play it, and then you move on. Like, they would, you know what, like, honestly, you would never see write-ups like that about something like Spider-Man. Like, there's not people being like, uh-oh, Spider-Man 2's in trouble because, you know, players have stopped playing it. That's like, well, yeah, it's a freaking single-player game. You go in, you finish it, you move on, then you come back for DLC. But, like, yeah. It's not like multiplayer where you're basically needing to keep playing these games all the time to keep them afloat. You play it, you enjoy it, and you go on, and then you come back maybe later on if you really liked it, and play it some more, or replay it. Or if you're on PlayStation, you wait a couple years till they remake or remaster it for the third or fourth time. We really need to be giving them more crap for like remaking, remastering stuff that like that fresh. Like, that's way too soon. As I've said, I feel like I just played The Last of Us Part 2. I am not nearly ready to give that one another whole go. I'll check it out because it'll be popular for views, but I'm not gonna give that a full replay right away. It's way too long and it's way too fresh in my mind still. It's bold though. I wonder if it's gonna like work out for them for sales on that one. It is only like a $10 upgrade. It's like, More money than Xbox exclusives? I don't know. Starfield's the, what is it? The biggest new IP ever. So, like gaming wise, it's the best-selling newest IP ever. Like, a lot of Xbox exclusives do actually do decently well. They're not where they were in their like heyday where you had like Halo 4 or Halo 3 that did. What did Halo 3 do? Like 15 million or something? Which is amazing for numbers, especially back in that era. Yeah, like Halo 4 did, was it 12 million or something? Halo 4 did really well when it came out. But then you've also got, they're also not necessarily about sales either, Xbox, but are about the subscriptions, because that's where they're making money. They're a subscription-focused company, which is what the current, that's where things are these days. Everything, that's where the real money is recurring revenue through subscriptions. You know, Costco's a subscription service, and you know, Netflix and all that stuff. So Xbox, they have different goals. It's more about player numbers. But you got some Xbox titles where they do really big numbers. Like, Sea of Thieves has like 30 million, over 30 million. Horizon 5 has over 30 million. I think actually it's more like 40, isn't it, getting to? Starfield, over 10 million already. Like, those are big numbers. They do well. If you're looking at it from like a purely console sales perspective, it's like, well, yeah, you're not going to get huge console sale numbers unless there's a lot of consoles out there to sell them on, right? Which again goes back to the fact that Xbox needs to do a better job at selling their consoles. It all wraps around. The #1 movie in America, that's what Xbox does. Yeah, like the Marvels. The #1 movie in the world! And it's like, they're literally the only new movie that came out this week. Disney marketing is amazing from the perspective of like, only Disney could twist the biggest failure in the MCU as being like the #1 movie in the world. I love when PR people have to like dance around horrible concepts and try to like spin it as like an okay thing or not as bad of a thing. Like, people get paid good money to sit there in like a panic kind of situations to try to like float ideas how to make things sound better. As I said, like with Modern Warfare 3 too there, you know, that one definitely isn't selling well because they're telling you that it's the most engagement or whatever they've ever had. And then for Modern Warfare 2 too, they were like, we made $1 billion in 5 days. It's the highest selling Call of Duty ever. We're kicking ass. Hell, they gave us like bonuses like for content creation for Modern Warfare 2 too. They gave us 2,400 COD points because it was such a successful launch. And then for this one, it's the most engagement we've ever had. And it's like, that means nothing. It's literally like a nothing metric. Oh, and then the CODfluencers, they're like, see, it's the most popular, longest played, engaged COD ever. And it's like, that means nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's about money in this, you know, industry. It kills me. It's just like, I don't know how to describe it. You know, Xbox, they don't, or Microsoft, they no longer say how many Xboxes are sold. They haven't for years. Except for during the Activision Blizzard cases, because, you know, legally they needed to present that kind of stuff and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I bet your ass, if they were selling tons of consoles, they would be at every investor meeting being like, we have the #1 selling console. We've got, you know, 10 million units, another 40 million all the way. Because you flaunt your victories, but you try to, like, spin your not-so-great moments. There you go. Spider-Man 2, it's a lot more than 5 hours. It's a lot more than 5 hours.
Nobody's here to escort us. We're retreating.
Yeah, it is a little crazy to make multiple accounts to just try to, like, agree with yourself. Would have been worse without being on Game Pass? Starfield? No, Starfield was going to be a big deal regardless. Like, Bethesda is such a big company that people were so curious about that game that they would have bought it regardless of it being on Game Pass. I honestly think the sales numbers for Starfield were probably... like, I think the Game Pass numbers for Starfield were honestly probably a small amount of the overall actual percentage of players playing that. Because I think they said right early on they had 6 million sales. And then later on they're like, we've had 10 million players. So they've probably had more than 10 million at this point. And then they've probably had more sales than 6 million. So yeah, I don't think the Game Pass number really, or I don't think the Game Pass of it really affected sales that much for that game. And I think that one was always going to sell well because it's a Bethesda. Like, it's in the same league as the Elder Scrolls and, like, Fallout. Like, Fallout and the Elder Scrolls will always sell well because they're just big games. Like, you know, a lot of people hated Fallout 76, but that game was still a big success from a sales perspective. And they did, like, you know, they turned it around to a degree, and it's got, like, huge engagement and stuff now. But, like, those types of games will always do well, regardless of them being given to you through Game Pass. Game Pass just encourages more people to try something.
We're retreating. There's no one here to escort us.
Believe it or not, having people try stuff sometimes leads to them buying it, or even if they don't buy it, they might buy DLC, or they might subscribe to Game Pass because of it, or they might try something else, and it's all a big thing. Like, Game Pass just encourages you to get into the experience. It's kind of like Netflix, and yeah, they're trying to offer a lot of different things for a lot of different people. It is a great strategy, Game Pass. It genuinely is genius, and it's like a big disruptor in the industry. It really, truly is. But, like, as I said, you need to, at this point, still sell consoles to make Game Pass be justified. And they're still not fully doing that. Yeah. Anything video game related on Black Friday? No. Just AirPods. I don't really need anything, to be honest. Oh, and I bought the Christmas sweaters. But I didn't know they were like a Black Friday sale. Like, I went to pick out the, you know, the one I wanted, which will be a surprise when you guys see the Christmas Alpaca Photos this year. But, like, I bought it, and then they're like, did you know if you buy another one, you can get that half off? And I was like, oh, okay. Somehow I missed signs everywhere that were saying 50%, like, buy one, get one 50% off. I think somehow I did not see that at all. And I was like, oh, okay, so I picked out a cardigan too, but that was like an accidental Black Friday purchase. Like, my intention wasn't specifically, it just happened to be around that time. But yeah, gaming-wise, I didn't really see anything I needed. I own, like, all the games. You know, it's like, there's not many, like, 360 original Xbox games I have left to buy. And the sales aren't really anything there. Yeah. No gaming stuff I need. Sadly. It's kind of like, think of Game Pass sort of almost like Blockbuster or something back in the day, if that was around when you were, younger or something. Where it's like, you would go in, you would rent a game, and then maybe you'd go buy a game. Because I would do that. I rented Borderlands, played it when I got it home, bought it. Or like, what is it, Bad Company 1, played it at Mitchell's, went home, bought it. It's like trying something, Game Pass, and then you might go out and, get into it. The numbers are down. For Starfield? Well, yeah, it's a single player. I thought we've just been talking about this for like literally an hour. You do, like, when you buy a single player game, you play it and then you stop playing it. You're not gonna like, it's like Starfield is a multiplayer game. Of course numbers are gonna go down. My next interview? Oh, soon. You'll probably see it in like a week or two. Rory, the French, one of the French twins from Cyberpunk. We are in discussion about it. Basically, I just got the email today that they're interested, and we're booking it. So that should be the next interview. Assuming it doesn't fall apart or something like that, which would be super disappointing because I actually sat there today to like get footage of it. I was like looking through my saves of Cyberpunk, and I was like, damn it, do I have any saves? And I had one, and I had to like play probably like an hour of gameplay. I don't even know why I wasted my time today doing that, but I was like, okay, I'll do it. Because I like that scene, the build up to do the big action scene in Cyberpunk. So I did get the footage of it today, and yeah, that'll be the next interview. Just gonna time that out for a bit. Xbox is doing well. I mean, if they were doing everything right, they'd be selling consoles.
Krauts are using a sneak attack to break through the front line.
I don't know. I hope they turn things around and get the console sales going, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Stop the Germans from escorting their tanks through the front line.
That's fine. Sometimes I miss a question. It doesn't hurt to re-ask it, especially when there's a delay on the stream, right? Anyways, we'll time that out for a bit now. It's because of this derailing conversation a bit too much.
B is advancing.
I love this war mode so much. That's the one thing is like I wish I had the gold edition, but then again, even if I had the gold edition of this game, we still probably wouldn't be getting DLC maps because there wouldn't be enough people that have them. I'm really, really fingers crossed, hoping that Xbox gives away the DLC for these older games. Or at least provides it through Game Pass so that we actually have enough people to play the DLC on these older titles. Because it's like, it just segments the community, especially for things like World at War. It's like, who's buying, the DLC for a Call of Duty game that's like 10 years old? World at War being older, obviously, because it's 2008, but like this is like 2006, so this one, several years old. Oh, you know what's actually funny? I'm kind of dipping the toes into maybe doing some like interviews with like older type games. I'm gonna see if something around that is possible. Like no promises on anything like that, but I'm kind of curious about doing something like that, so we'll see if anything around that happens. The campaign, yeah, the campaign was decent. I like the multiplayer in this a lot. It feels like a retro COD. Yeah. I'm glad you like the interviews. They, like I said, they're a lot of fun to do. They are a freaking metric ton of effort on my part, but like, I do enjoy doing them, so. Yeah, so that one's coming up. It should be good. I wasn't going to do that one because I did have a few people ask for it, but I was kind of like, it is a smaller part of the game, but then I was also, the 3rd anniversary of Cyberpunk is coming up, so I'm gonna have some content that kind of ties around that, and I was like, okay, I think the interview would kind of fit in, and it'll be like a momentum thing. Like, it'll probably be the 3rd anniversary of Cyberpunk. I'll have like a video on that, and then the second video of the day will probably be the interview. Is kind of my plan. My master plan. Because it just makes sense, right? You know, you do the two and it kind of leads in together. I think it'd be nice. And it was a really fast response too. I sent the interview inquiry like I think Wednesday or Thursday, and then yeah, today, this morning, got a response saying she was interested. I was like, great. I just kind of wish we could have had a female V and Songbird kind of one, but maybe at some point we'll be able to. I don't know. We'll see if Shannon ever gets back to me. But obviously she's busy with her new kid, right? I mean, I wouldn't really want to do anything unless I needed to for work. If you just had a kid, you want to spend time doing that because it's a special moment. Blah blah blah. You know. Obviously not pushing or anything, but we'll see if I ever hear back on that because it would be cool to do like you know, female V, Songbird, and then I'll ask interest too to see if, you know, she's interested too if we were ever to put that together. And maybe I could also, you know, like Emily Wuzeller was a couple years ago, maybe I could reach out there and be like, want to come and do like a group thing, and maybe that'll someday happen. Not saying it will to any degree, but that's something where my idea is where I'd be like, well, it'd be kind of cool if we could do that.
Trying to take B. In 2 minutes, we'll be ready to destroy the bridge.
Yeah, always trying to work on cool content on the channel. Building more. The next Cyberpunk is being worked on. Yeah, they are working on a Cyberpunk sequel. Project, is it Cyberpunk Orion is the project name or something? But that's gonna be years away. But no, the next Cyberpunk is actively being worked on, but 5+ years at least, because they're working on, they have multiple studios. CD Projekt Red, they've got like Satellite Studios and Sporia Studios. There's a remake of The Witcher being worked on. That should be the first project we see, and then the primary studio is working on The Witcher 4, which is probably like 3 to 5 years away still. And then there's a supporting studio that's begun work on the next Cyberpunk, and that one's probably at least 6 years away, unless the supporting studio is like really large, which I'm not sure if they are. I think it's their Montreal. I think they hooked up a Montreal. Like, I think it's a Canadian satellite studio they made for CD Projekt Red, and I believe that's the team that's working on the next Cyberpunk. So that is actively being worked on. I hope we get the multiplayer this time. That would be really cool. Because if you didn't know, we were supposed to have multiplayer for Cyberpunk, but that got cancelled due to all the, you know, the fixing, the years of fixing they had to do. I actually should show you how bad of a state that game launched in, and they spent years updating it, cancel all the other side project ideas they had. Crazy. Boston. Is it Boston? Which company has like a satellite studio in like Canada? Are you sure you're not talking about like Boston? Isn't there like the Flame and the Flood developer, which are working on like a Witcher spin-off? Aren't they the ones in Boston, or am I thinking of something else? Because I could have sworn it was like a Canadian satellite studio they had that was doing the Cyberpunk. Yeah, I think that timeout was needed. Good call there, Slaughter. Well, I'm glad you enjoy the streams. I hope they grow over time. That would be nice. Invincible. I haven't watched the new Invincible season. I might check it out later.
Enemy tank is on the move. Kill its escort.
There hasn't been an official announcement of Activision's Call of Duty title, but obviously lots of rumors that are pretty accurate. So yeah, we are expecting that next year. Did I like World War II Zombies? I did. It was very creepy and dark.
Their tank is advancing.
Yeah, I did like the zombies. I don't know if I played like a ton of it, but I liked how gruesome and like creepy and dark it was. But I think I had an issue with the focus on progression or something like that. But I do recall quite liking the zombies, just because I was like, oh, it's really messed up looking.
Enemy tank is on the move. Kill its escort.
Yeah. Fallout would be... I would imagine future Fallout games will be exclusive. Same with the Elder Scrolls. Multiplayer games, multi-platform, single-player games, exclusive. Yeah. I mean, we are well aware now that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be exclusive, so there's no reason that Fallout wouldn't be whenever they get around to doing that kind of thing. I think the bigger question, though, is, like, they're doing, like, an Oblivion remaster remake, like, next year, and they're doing a Fallout 3 remaster, I think, for next year as well. And I'm wondering if those will be exclusive or multi-platform, because Quake Remastered, like Quake 1 and 2 Remastered, were on all platforms. So I'm kind of pondering if Xbox is going to do legacy stuff on multiple platforms for money, or if they're going to make that stuff exclusive. The exclusives do sell consoles. I hate the idea that people don't believe that, but like exclusives do actually get people to buy consoles.
30 seconds left near the trucks.
And that's what makes your platform special.
Tanks retreating. Keep up the pressure.
Hold the line.
Enemy tank is pulling back. 10 seconds left.
Because yeah, I've even had that chat with my mother before, where I'm kind of like, about the exclusive stuff. She chats with me about my, what I'm interested in life, blah blah blah. But she was like, when you were young, we had to buy an Xbox to play Halo, and she's like, exclusives do work because it's like you had to have Halo. So you had to buy an Xbox because it's the only way you could play Halo back in the day. It's kind of funny, but yeah, exclusives do matter. They don't deserve the Oblivion remake. Well, Creative Engine is a new engine. But what I really need is you guys to like the stream. Subscribing's great, donations cool, consider becoming a channel member. Channel member gifting, the Patreon option, and the Discord for stream alerts, chatter, and great times. There's also the Amazon store affiliate link, should you be grabbing anything on Amazon. Project Red. Could have sworn it was a Canadian studio, but yeah, no, the Witcher remake is being worked on. So tell Phil Spencer the games sell consoles. Yeah, he doesn't seem to acknowledge that very well. Did you not know about the Witcher remake? Yeah, it's a coming. I mean, you couldn't make that game available otherwise. Like I don't know if you've seen the Witcher 1, but it is very, very different from The Witcher. Like hell, even the Witcher 2 is a very different game from the Witcher 3. I bet you they'll remake The Witcher 2 after they're done with the first one. Like, you gotta hand it to CD Projekt Red. They took what was like a relatively, obviously the book's popular to a degree, but they took what was relatively a smaller IP and they made it like a massive, massive gaming hit. And what I really want is Xbox to buy CD Projekt Red and have them work on a Shadowrun game. My dream project would be CD Projekt Red taking the technology world and everything from Cyberpunk and making a Shadowrun game. Because if you're not familiar with Shadowrun, Shadowrun is Cyberpunk but with magic. And it would be so freaking awesome if you could do like a Shadowrun game that's mature and quality-like as Cyberpunk. Quality-wise, hilarious, thinking about with all the bugs it launched with, but it would be so cool if you had the world of Cyberpunk, but like you were like fighting a troll and using magic and stuff on top of the technology. That'd be so fucking awesome. It'd be so cool. It'd be so cool. Because yeah, it's basically Cyberpunk, but with magic. And like dwarves and trolls and elves. I'll lose my mind.
2 minutes until the
Tomb Raider games this year? No, there hasn't been anything new with Tomb Raider this year, has there? Don't think I missed a Tomb Raider? No. I might have revisited a Tomb Raider at some point this year, but I don't necessarily think so. Should be a Tomb Raider next year. Yeah, the new one should be next year, and then the year after that should be like a perfect art. Yeah.
He's moving.
Day one on PC. I think the day one on PC thing helps Xbox make more money, which is kind of important.
It's almost out of fuel. Steal fuel from the enemy.
I just like, I don't know. I think Xbox does like a bit of a marketing issue. Like theoretically, yeah, if they weren't on PC, they would sell more consoles, but I think they make more money having those games on PC, because software is where the money is, but we still are, like I said, at a time where you need to sell consoles to be successful. It's like you need to sell consoles to sell Game Pass and blah blah blah.
We are taking A.
I really don't know how Xbox actually like fixes their problem, other than like securing good deals, getting good exclusives, really pushing the brand, trying to excite people about why they should get an Xbox. Like there's lots they could do, but see the other thing too is I sit there and I look and it's like, what is it? You know, you've got like Xbox is like giving away games like Nintendo. They've got Jet Force Gemini launching on the Nintendo Online store soon. You know, and it's like, yeah, you could play Jet Force Gemini through like Rare Replay, but you know, Xbox is literally giving away their exclusives. They're ancient exclusives, but like they're literally handing out their games and not doing anything with them. And I just kind of like, really? Like, you know, why don't you do something new with that game on Xbox? Like, re-release it and remaster it or something. Like, just a lot of the decisions they make is like really, really weird. And it doesn't help build a sense of like why you should buy an Xbox. Because it's like, Xbox's identity now is just kind of Game Pass. I don't know if that necessarily excites people to buy something, that it's like, you buy an Xbox to buy a subscription isn't necessarily the most exciting of concepts. Because it's like, I think PlayStation, they have really good marketing where it's like, you buy a PlayStation because you want to play really big, exciting games. You want to play Spider-Man. You want to play other stuff, whereas Xbox, basically the marketing right now is you buy an Xbox to pay for a subscription. That is actually their marketing, isn't it? And I think it'll be better with COD though. I do think Call of Duty will make a big difference, honestly, because now you'll be like, I think you'll get the casual COD market that buys COD every year, and instead they'll just be on Game Pass, and they might try out other games, and they might put it in the ecosystem. Like, I think COD will actually be a big thing. Same with the marketing. But it's like, yeah, Xbox, they don't market the big games. They tend to pick ones that don't do super well. But like, yeah, they need more marketing, brand deals, more like exclusives, timed exclusives, and then market those as well. And it's, yeah, because Xbox is, a lot of it is like, the games are coming and then they just don't really come ever. It still feels like that. And I think PlayStation, they can get away with not having as many exclusives right away because they built up enough goodwill that you do believe it. It's kind of like a compounding thing where it's like Disney is having that issue right now where you're looking at Disney stuff and you're less interested in it because, you know, they've had so many consecutive, like, meh kind of things. Whereas PlayStation has a really good brand will where you're sort of like, they may not have all of that right now, but you know it's coming. And you trust that it's coming. They also got Spider-Man, who's like one of the biggest characters in the world. Spider-Man sells consoles. Am I excited about Black Ops? I wouldn't say excited, but I'm curious about it. Yeah, like, I love Game Pass. It's a great thing. It's a great deal. Like, whenever I see someone buying an Xbox, I'm like, immediately, get Game Pass. You have to have Game Pass. It's such an important part of being on the Xbox. But, I mean, if you're just, like, a regular person out there, if you really think of it from, like, a basic mentality standpoint, it is kind of like you're buying the Xbox to, like, pay for a subscription. If that makes sense. I just kind of, like, literally pieced that together tonight. Like, I literally just kind of came across that thread of thought there, where that is kind of the branding.
We've won.
Yeah.
The bridge is ours.
Because like
Now
with
our
360,
forces
you'd
can
buy it
advance
to
and
play
destroy
Gears,
the enemy.
you'd buy it to play Halo, you'd buy it to play COD, because you know it was the primary kind of console basically. Then Xbox One, still like Halo was a console seller, Gears, Forza. Do I read books? Not really. Not anymore. Like I do the odd, well I haven't done that really in a while, I do the odd like kind of book review, but it wouldn't be like a novel, it'd be like a game tie-in kind of book or like an art book or something, but I don't really have time for reading. Or the interest, honestly. It's not that I dislike reading, it's just I don't really have the time or the interest, yeah. Sadly. The next Call of Duty, like 2024, is Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War is next year's COD. Day 1 on Game Pass. Ba-ba. But like seriously, I think you're gonna get a whole bunch of casual players, like to Xbox, that literally just play COD every year because they can just pay for the subscription, and it'll be like kind of a better value for them essentially. Because you don't need to like own Call of Duty because you throw it away when you go to the next COD, right? Are the moderators fighting again? Oh my god. Phantom Dust? I was so pissed when they like canceled Phantom Dust, man. I was so excited about that game because I didn't even know what it was, and I was just like, the trailer was like so like provocative, if that makes sense. Like, because that was that the launch Xbox One kind of trailer they showed off for Phantom Dust? But if you read about, oh, everybody's bailing. If you read about the story of that game, like I talked about it in my Phantom Dust video that I did like a year ago or something, I think, on the Series X. We'll see if this lobby fills out. If not, we'll go to Shipment. Yeah, so Phantom Dust, like what happened was the company was working on a Phantom Dust like reboot, and then Microsoft basically did that trailer, and the people working on the game, and you go read about this online, they were basically like, the fuck, Microsoft, this is not at all, like, we can't make a game that looks like this because we're like a small studio. They're like, what are you doing? And then Microsoft eventually just like canceled the project because they were having so many financial issues with the Xbox One and blah blah blah, and Xbox wasn't doing well. But like, yeah, basically like Microsoft was selling it as this huge AAA game, and this like little indie company was like, we can't make wow, it is lonely on this. It is lonely on this transport, guys. It's very lonely on this transport. Phantom Dust? Oh, hey, Bert.
Capture that command post to get intel on crack defenses.
Yeah, if you haven't played Phantom Dust, it's free to play on the Xbox. It's on the Series X, Series S, Xbox One, all that stuff. Give it a whirl. It's a really neat game. I'm the only one here. This makes me sad. Yeah, I'm just gonna go play Shipment then. Well, I'm gonna see if there's maybe another lobby of war, but like, yeah, that's dead. But yeah, it's a free game on the Xbox, and I recommend giving it a whirl. It's a magic game, post-apocalyptic magic game with like a card system built into it, but it's not like a card-playing game. Like, it's not like, you know, I can't think of any Hearthstone. It's not like that, but like there's cards that influence what spells you have. But yeah, I like, if you're curious about it, it's completely free, and I recommend giving it a go. If the Xbox will load what I'm trying to show you. Yeah. But it's not, Scalebound was a different game. Find literature is my way. I liked reading books when I was younger. I just can't do everything. I only have like so much time. RPG game Obsidian's working on, it's about, oh my fucking god, this Xbox, dude. It's not showing it. Seriously? Like, I'm trying to show it off to you guys in this stupid Xbox. Okay, here we go. Bam. Okay. Bam. Okay, there we go. So it's a free game. It's completely free. It's from the original Xbox. So instead of like remaking and reimagining the game, they were like, Okay, sorry about that. They just remastered the original Xbox version of the game. It looks good still, and it runs pretty well, but like it's a neat game. Like it's a very, I don't know if you'd love it, but it's a very interesting game, and it's like worth a try if it intrigues you. And it's like I said, it's free to play, so it doesn't cost you anything. Yeah. So there you go. That answers that question. Achievement hunting. You gotta get your achievement goals before the end of the year, you know what I mean? Probably join the same lobby. We'll see if it's full. If not, we'll go to Shipment and play a bit.
Stop the enemy from
We'll just go do Shipment.
If they succeed, their tank will...
Yeah, we'll just go do Shipment. That way there's players and stuff. Besides, I gotta get up for the alpacas anyways. Alpaca Day! Excited to see where the alpacas play. In the snow. You played hours of Phantom Dust back in the day? Well, if you didn't know it was remastered and stuff, you can grab it. Yeah. See, that's what I try to do, is help people find, like, games to play. Like, I talk about other stuff. I think I have a pretty good grasp on the industry, too. But, like, I mostly like to help people. Like, I do content discovery. And it's like, I try to help people find new games to check out. That's kind of what my goal is. But yeah, that's Phantom Dust. Basically, they were like, sorry, we messed up. This game's never happening. Please forget about it. Here's the original remastered. Here's your Phantom Dust, and that was it. It was kind of another big Xbox blunder on top of another one. There was a lot of... Xbox One had a lot of issues. Where if you didn't check out my Xbox One 10 years later video, I kind of go over a lot of that stuff, but... Yeah, no, there was... Man, they had like issue on issue on issue that gen. All the canceled games, the shut down studios, the loss of like, you know, marketing deals, and yeah, that was brutal. Especially since the 360 dominated so well. So well. Yeah. The campaign for Call of Duty World War II? I recommend it. When this is like, you know, when it's on Game Pass and stuff, I definitely recommend giving the campaign a whirl. Like I said, eventually we'll get to doing some streams of the different COD campaigns whenever that fits in or whenever I feel like it. As I always mention, I say that in many different ways over the course of a stream. Usually when I'm streaming, like this is the end of my day, and I'm pretty tired most of the time, and a lot of the time I'm just like, oh, what can I just kind of do? And you know, campaigns are a little bit more, mentality-wise, it's a little harder to get in the mood to do like a campaign because it takes usually longer, and there's usually more pressure involved in doing that kind of thing.
Artillery ready for orders. Waiting coordinates.
But yeah, we'll go and we'll do Call of Duty 3 because we did Call of Duty 2. We streamed that one on Veteran, and we'll do probably just normal runs, so it's a little bit more fun and engaging for me. We'll do Call of Duty 3, like, onwards. We'll knock them all out. Yeah. I didn't get NBA 2K24. Yeah, I didn't get that one. And then over the free weekend, they did a free weekend for it. I didn't have space to play it. Like to download it. I was going to, then I was like, yeah, there wasn't enough space. So I'm hoping they do another free weekend of NBA 24 and then I can do a video on it. Or if it drops on Game Pass, but yeah. They didn't send me a code for it. I was telling you guys, we weren't getting enough views on stuff in like, was it September, and it was like, I wasn't getting things. So there you go. Phantom Dust. I just wish the moderators would play nicely together and support each other in a loving way. They used to be friends, you know. COD 2 at the kiosks. Yeah, Xbox 360 had like a freaking killer lineup of games. Maybe that would be a fun video one day, would be to like look at like the launch games of like the 360. The Xbox One actually had like a really good launch lineup. I know there was, you know, all the other negativity, but like it actually had a great lineup. But that was one thing that really bothered me about this generation, was like neither of the consoles had a very good launch lineup. But day one for Xbox One was, what do we have? Forza, Motorsport 5, Killer Instinct, Zoo Tycoon, which wasn't very good, but there was like Dead Rising 3 and Rise Son of Rome. Like, they used to actually have launches, like launch lineups that really showcased what a console could do. And then this gen, they were kind of like, yeah, was there even, did either platform have like a launch exclusive at all? Like on day one? I don't think either of them did they? You were here for Madden? Yeah, we did do Madden. We got all the EA stuff. Like I said, I'm in the EA content creators area. I still need to do UFC. I've been really lazy on that one. But yeah, I'm in the EA content creators, so I get all the EA stuff now, so we don't have to worry about that. But it was weird, yeah, I didn't get NBA this year. Which sucks, because my NBA video last year did really well. Play nice, guys. It's so annoying to go on like the Discord and it's just like people like fighting in the morning. Like sometimes I wake up and I kind of browse and I'm just like, I'm not dealing with this today. The only thing I'm dealing with is your likes on the stream. But now it like throws me back to like the Minecraft realm where I was managing that, and it was just like kids fighting on the Minecraft realm, and on Discord I just see like fights Sundays and I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this. I know I'm supposed to manage everything, but I just get so tired. I'm just like, oh. Another thing. Someday you guys will be friends again, I hope. Demon Souls and Astra's Playroom. Astra's Playroom is a bit more of a tech demo, but yeah, Demon Souls, okay, I'll give you that one. Did Xbox have like a day one exclusive? Demon Souls. And I'm not talking about like kind of cross-gen stuff, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, is it Miles Morales was like a cross-gen kind of thing, and yeah, was it literally just Demon Souls? That was it? Because that was even, you know, that was a remake, right? Not to downplay, like, that game looks really, really good, but kind of a bummer. Because, yeah, 360, great launch lineup. I think the PS3 had like a really good launch lineup of games. PS4 had a good lineup. Xbox One, even if, you know, the Xbox One didn't launch well, it had a great lineup of games day one. Like actual exclusives to showcase it, and then like, yeah. Kind of a bummer of a generation. I was very hopeful too, but yeah. Out the gate I was super positive and excited, and it's just like, still waiting on games. I say that for both platforms. I'm still waiting on games from both platforms. I wonder if anybody's put up like a toe-to-toe exclusives listing of like PS4 at this time versus PS5 and like Series X versus Xbox One at the same time. The other issue is the line between generations is so blurred now that it like, there's not even really generational shifts. Which is ironically hilarious because PlayStation with their quote where it's like, we believe in generations, and then everything was like cross-gen, and it was like, okay. We're like, we believe in making money, am I right? It's kind of laughable. But yeah, I'd say that's like a big disappointment this gen, is there just has not been many games that are like, this is why you buy these new consoles. Yeah, Demon Souls looks good. Nah, I'm not saying it doesn't. Just Rise? No, there was more, man. There was Dead Rising 3, Rise Son of Rome, Forza Motorsport, Killer Instinct, Zoo Tycoon, and Connect Rivals came out later, or Connect Sports Rivals came out later. But there was, I think there was some Connect games, wasn't there too, as well for day one? There was cross-gen stuff too, like new versions. There was Call of Duty Ghosts, Battlefield 4, Lego Marvel Superheroes were cross ones, and there was one more cross one I think too that you could get. But yeah, those ones were all day one, because you literally, I even have the case for Dead Rising 3 where it says day one limited edition like version of those games. Halftime. No, Sunset Overdrive was 2014 alongside Titanfall. Yeah, Sunset Overdrive was 2014, I believe. Alongside Horizon 2, Titanfall. I think if they had anything else in 2014. And it's actually kind of funny too, because like those Digital Foundry like videos and articles and stuff were so like damning for Xbox One as well. That was like literally adding like kerosene to like the fiery flames. Kind of funny. Yeah. Killer Instinct. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Okay, so I read the notes for Killer Instinct. Like they're doing the Anniversary Edition, which replaces Killer Instinct. Definitive Edition. And they're talking about rebalancing fighters, but I was like, it's supposed to be optimized for Series X. But they, from what I was reading, I didn't see anything that talked about like new performance or changes to how it runs or anything like that. So like, I'm assuming they're just gonna make it like a native 4K 60 and just gonna like call it a day on that, or are we gonna have like a 120 FPS mode or something? Like, I was very confused because the Anniversary stream where they revealed everything kind of revealed like nothing. Like, it's cool that they're rebalancing all these fighter things, but I'm like, I don't really care that much about it. Like, about the fighter rebalances. I'm more in like what's new, like content-wise, and it was just kind of like just kind of rebalancing things. Making some characters faster, and I'm like, for the diehards, I'm like, that's great, but it'd be cool if it was like, we're adding a new character, or a new mode, or talking about like the new performance stuff they're supposed to be doing. And they didn't say anything about that. We still didn't get all the positions. Hell, man. I really loved Sunset Overdrive. I remember trying to sell that, was it Mitchell? Mitchell did not like that game, because I sold it to him. I'm like, oh my god, it's like those little Tony Hawk games, kind of, and it's so fun. Yeah, I loved Sunset Overdrive. I absolutely love that game. I think one of the dumbest things Xbox ever did was not, like, support Insomniac doing other games. Because then obviously PlayStation bought Insomniac and like have been carrying PlayStation's ass this gen for games. And it's, yeah, Xbox literally could have prevented that just by working with them. And I know Xbox is like struggling for like, you know, money and stuff, but man, they're kind of getting rid of the partnership they had with like Remedy was really stupid. Like, I get that Remedy was kind of taking a little too long with their games, like Quantum Break, but like, yeah, Xbox ruined their relationship with Remedy. They could have prevented, like, basically PlayStation's biggest asset was Insomniac, and yeah, there was a lot of, like, it was sort of just like a cascading, never-ending array of failures, like one after another, after another, after another. What a nightmare that would have been to, like, be in the midst of. I also love how everyone just, like, hates Don Matrick out of that, but, like, and I know he was, like, the management of the group, like, CEO and stuff, but, like, there is a whole team of people that make those decisions. It's not just one guy. Kind of almost gets, like, scapegoated almost for that. But yeah, it is a team of people that make the choices. But that's also why CEOs get paid the big bucks, so they, you know, take the blame and stuff. Actually, they get paid way too much money. Oh yeah, Insomniac's incredible. Yeah, I know it's getting a Series XS optimization, Killer Instinct, but they didn't really say, like, what that optimization was, what features. You get what I mean? Like, it was just kind of like, it said nothing about it. Tango Gameworks? Oh yeah, no, they're working on JRPG, Ghostwire Tokyo 2. I think Tango will do some really good stuff, yep. The nuke? I don't think this has a nuke. It has, there's like a different thing it has, doesn't it? It's not a nuke though. Kenna. Kind of surprised we never got Kenna on Xbox, or that, like, PlayStation never bought the developer for Kenna. A new Killer, there's not a new Killer Instinct. There was rumors for a long time that they were doing, like, a Killer Instinct, like, 2, but that never really happened. The new Xbox, yeah, 2028. Be fun. The Series will outsell. I'm assuming the Series XS will outsell the Xbox One eventually, but, yeah, I don't know. I think that's when the games actually start releasing. They should surpass the Series XS sales. Or Xbox One sales, but yeah, they are kind of falling underneath that at the current point in time. A game like Spider-Man? I mean, it would help if they had a super valuable IP that was exclusive that sold consoles. It would help. Yeah. Anyways, CD Projekt Red, this is what I was looking at earlier. Our teams. Production, art. No, I want to know what the studios are. They have, like, a list of all their studios? Like, their subsidiary studios? Alright, so they've got CD Projekt Red, CD Projekt Red Krakow, North America, Rowclaw, Vancouver, and the Molasses Flood. They own the Molasses Flood? When the hell did that happen? When did they buy that company? What the hell? Boston. So they do. So CD Projekt Red Boston, and then CD Projekt Red Vancouver was what I was thinking. So that was Digital Escape Studios that was changed into that. Who the hell opened up the Montreal studio as a satellite studio? Was that Don't Nod? It might have been Don't Nod. Interesting.
Mission begins now. Remember your training.
So, okay, so CD Projekt Red North America is working on Project Orion. So, I think that's... Okay, so yeah, so that would be the Vancouver studio plus the Boston studio working on the next Cyberpunk. Cool. What the hell happened to the lobby? You know, I look away for 2 seconds and it's like 4-on-3. What the hell's that all about? They bought them in 2021. I like the Molasses Flood. Like, the Flame in the Flood was, like, a really cool game. I really like that one. But yeah, they're working on, like, a spin-off Witcher, or did that... I think that got, like, rebooted or something. It's, like, a spin-off Witcher game. I didn't even know they bought them. Kind of weird. A little strange. I do ponder if Xbox will try to buy them or something, though. Because that was in the leaked documents that they were interested in CD Projekt Red. Because I didn't even think you could buy CD Projekt Red because they were such an important part of like the Poland like GDP. But I mean, if Xbox was looking at buying them, obviously they could be purchased. Yeah. I really like Ghostwire Tokyo. I was really bummed out when the reviews, because like I had it ahead of launch on PlayStation 5 to review, and like I gave it like a pretty good score, and I was like really dumbfounded. Like I don't know how to describe it. Like I had like a decent review for Deathloop, but my Deathloop review wasn't like as high as everyone else's, because everyone else was doing like 10 out of 10, and I was like, huh? Because there was like, you know, performance issues, and you know, I thought like the end game kind of concept wasn't really as free as it could have been, like wasn't as creative as it could have been for like Deathloop. And then I did Ghostwire Tokyo, and I gave it like a pretty high score because I was like, oh, it's fun, it's a neat story, it's like, you know, there's some performance hiccups, but there's like 6 different graphics modes you can choose from, and then everyone else is giving that one really low scores. I was just sitting there being like, I don't know how to describe my perspective, but like when you review something, especially ahead of launch, like you don't know how other people are going to review something, and it feels really weird when you're like totally out of like left field in comparison to others. Like it's a strange feeling because you're just kind of like, am I like way off on this? Like a review is an opinion, right? But like it feels so strange, and I was just like, huh? But it's nice that I've seen more and more people talk about Ghostwire Tokyo positively. So I think I was maybe partially right on that game being really great. But, yeah, all the other reviews seemed to hate it, and I was just like, what? I was like, I thought it was cool. Yeah, like I said, I gave Deathloop, like, an okay review, but everyone else was giving it, like, 10 out of 10s, and I was like, did I miss something here? Like, you know, I didn't dislike it to any degree, but I was like, I didn't necessarily believe it was a 10 out of 10 game. I was so confused, honestly. And again, I didn't give it like a bad score at any point. I just didn't give it like a 10 out of 10 score, and there's like people actually like going after me because they're like, oh, why didn't you give this like 10 out of 10 and stuff? And I was like, I don't know. Nah, that was weird. Sorry, it's pretty good. Yeah, I'd actually like to see more Ghostwire Tokyo. Which, again, is ironic because that one actually had like a self-contained narrative, which is fine as a single one-off. But, yeah, apparently they're working on a sequel for that one. I would look forward to that. I think it's a concept you can actually explore quite a bit of. Like a whole otherworldly sort of fantasy vibe. Like, it's got like a creepy kind of atmosphere, and I think you can do some pretty interesting things with that concept. Do I like cats? Not really. I'm very allergic to them.
Enemy capturing Able.
I liked Stray. That was fun. Stray was fun. Deathloop was repetitive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, it was an okay game. For me, like, the big issue, again, was, like, performance was bad on the PS5 for Deathloop at launch. Like, really bad. And there was some, like, was it crashes or bugs? There was, like, some bugs. But for me, the big issue with Deathloop was kind of, like, the end. Because, like, you do all this stuff, right? And obviously, I don't necessarily want to spoil it, I guess. I mean, the game's years old, so you probably should have played it by now. It's on Game Pass if you want to try it. But, like, you do all this stuff, you see all these loops, and then instead of the game being like, okay, you've seen all of this, come up with a master plan, it sort of, like, forces you to do a master plan. Like, it doesn't let you... Like, it would have been really cool if at the end, and profound, if you had to create the perfect setup from what you learned. I think that would have been more interesting than it just being, like, literally holding your hand through doing it. I think took away a lot of the the magic, because I got to that point, I was like, oh, this is really interesting. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna have to sit here and figure this out. And I was like, oh, nope, I actually have to specifically do what they're telling me. Okay. Because I was actually sitting there trying to, like, before that part came up, I was actually trying to come up with the idea of, like, the perfect way to, you know, execute the perfect plan in that game, and it just doesn't matter because you just do what it tells you to, and I'm like, oh, okay. I love the banter between the two characters, though. It was actually pretty fun. Yeah, kind of surprised they didn't do more with it. Predictions for GTA 6? It'll make a lot of money. It'll be good for views. Very, very good for views. They shoot down my ball pit gunner? What the fuckity fuck? I can't believe they actually shot it. I don't think I've ever had that shot down before. That sucks. God, you know what? I don't even have like videos lined up for tomorrow, and I need to get to bed for my alpacas. I don't even know what I'm gonna release tomorrow. It's like Saturday too, so it's like the weekend, so I should have something good, but I don't. Damn. So anyways, you'll get something interesting tomorrow. I don't know what though. A trailer? Yeah, it should be. I'm kind of guessing probably with the Game Awards. I mean, they don't need to, but I don't know. They'll probably show GTA at the Game Awards. It would be kind of a good. It would be good for the Game Awards, I guess, if they got that. But I mean, Rockstar can do it whenever the hell they want. But yeah, it did get delayed. It was supposed to be like. Was it early fiscal? It was like the fiscal year got delayed, so now it's kind of late 24 to early 25, but it was supposed to be like early 24, but yeah, it did get like investor delayed, I guess. Ah, who knows? We'll figure it out when they, you know, drop the reveal. It would be really funny though if the trailer was literally like the logo and then a release date would actually just be perfect. Just this huge build up and it's just like just literally, yeah. Just the logo and then a release date. Yeah. Yeah, no, like I get it's exciting for people, but I'm kind of just like, I don't know. For me, it's just a game where I know I'm gonna get it. You know, it's gonna be a big deal to cover, tons of views. Streams will be really popular for it. But I probably don't have that like crazy level of excitement that I would if like a new Halo game was coming or something. Although I don't know how much excitement I have left for Halo games at this point, but. Damn, there we go. Anyways, let's go for tonight, guys. I gotta go see the alpacas tomorrow. Always a riveting conversation. Till next time. Well, tomorrow, I think we'll do what we were supposed to do tonight. Or was planned tonight, but yeah. Anyways, have a good one, guys.